Well, hey everybody, how you doing tonight?
Hello.
We just decided to spontaneously go live tonight and see what everybody's up to. I got an announcement to make, but I'll make it here in a little bit after people get in here. Hey Glenda, how you doing? Looks like Candy is here or was, and I think she's bouncing back and forth from a couple different lives.
Looks like
Whoops, got to turn the volume down. So how is everybody doing tonight? Hey Wisdom, what's up? Or Wisdom, Jesus.
I was like, what?
Guys, like I don't handle the sun very well, and I work outside, and it was sunny today, and I think I'm frying my brain. So, sorry, Philip. I apologize for that. I just saw the W, and I don't know how I turned wow into wisdom.
Yeah.
Jesus. So this ought to be a fun stream.
I've been in the sun just as much as you, and my brain's not fried.
Yeah, but I don't like the sun.
I
I'm
like
not.
the sun.
I'm a shade tree guy. Like I.
No.
Yeah.
So you're like the dog that got a 10-foot umbrella for his birthday.
Yeah.
Just sit under the umbrella.
Yep, I will. I'll kick the dog off, sit underneath that umbrella.
And we're
Hey
just
Jerry,
like
what's up?
sitting in the sun.
So what is everyone up to tonight? I know Joe is going to be interviewed by somebody. Somebody said so, or Candy told me that. I mean, I don't want to send people there, but Ghost Quest is the channel. I have to check him out and see what he's all about. Somebody said he's relatively new. Hey Sue, how you doing?
Hey Sue.
Sue, it looks like you had. Yeah, when them freaking water lines break, ice maker lines and things like that. Let me go back up. I think that's what you said. Yeah, when those ice maker lines go out, that's a silent killer. Those things do a lot of damage, and you don't know it because it's behind your fridge or around it. So, hey, Morning Rain, how you doing? Thanks for joining. Cassie, I'm assuming, or maybe Ron, or both. Weeping Willow is in the house. Everybody go check them out if you're already not subscribed to them. Their last video they did was the Conjuring ones, the Conjuring house. But we are going to lay down the first shots this weekend with Ron and his cook-off.
Yeah.
People keep saying we got to do a cook-off, and so
We're
I guess
do it big.
Yep, we're gonna do big chickens. I guess we'll have to get just the reactions from the people that are actually tasting it, because it's not like we can send it to you and say, "Hey, try this,"
and smell it. Oh, it put it this way: the last time we did this one.
Ooh, that sucks.
The last time we did it, which was we do this every year, but last year when we did it here at our house, because usually we do it at my sister's because her house is huge compared to ours. And we have an issue with parking, but we just did it at our house. And like people were like driving by because they could smell it. Like the people behind us, they were actually invited, but they had a little bit of a party before they came over to ours, and they were just like, everybody there, they're like, wait, can we come too? And they're like, no. I mean, it just, and the neighbors we don't get along with, they could smell, and they're like, oh my gosh, what's cooking? Who's cooking that? And so it's yeah.
Was that before or after they threatened to kick my fucking fat ass?
That was before. I think before.
Okay. Yeah, we had a little issue at last year's party. We almost got physical with the neighbors.
You threw a garbage can in between our guest and the neighbor?
Yep.
And well, it was funny because
you guys are not fighting here.
The husband on that side was trying to stop the wife and the kid, and Jeff threw a garbage can in. Like we have big garbage cans, and so he threw one of those between the two people. It was quite interesting.
It's, and I hope they never see this. I'm sure they don't even know what we do, but like I said, we have a parking issue here. And it was like they were all waiting at their front door for someone to pull into their yard, on the edge of it. Because, man, as soon as my buddy did, they came flying out of the house like ready to fight. It's like, Jesus.
Yeah, and he wasn't even parking there. They were they were getting dropped off and then just coming to the house. And it's actually in our front yard. We have 10 feet that actually belongs to the county, or to the township. But now they're saying that maybe we shouldn't we shouldn't be able to do, anybody shouldn't be able to do that. If it's your yard, they shouldn't be able to park in front of other people's yards. But it's like, we have no street parking. Plus, we're the main emergency route, our street is. So you can't park on a street because you have to be able to get fire and everything
Right.
down, and there's no way you would be able to do that.
So let's jump back into say we had some new people join. No, Ian, we are not. I will never ever be a G Jeff. That spelling the name that way just drives me nuts. Hey Amber, how you doing? Um, yeah, so that was last year's excitement. Oh, did we? Oh, we missed Rooster. Hey
Was he
BJ,
there?
what's happening? Yep, Rooster's in here. I want to make sure I didn't miss anybody else. Candy, how you doing? I said hi to you once, but I think maybe you stepped away. So yeah, so we are gonna cook chicken this weekend, like I said, and we're gonna. This isn't the big announcement. I'm just kind of waiting a few minutes before I. And it's not a massive announcement, but it's something that I talked about doing, and we're going to actually do it. And I've got Beardo committed to um, being one of the guests.
Yeah.
I assume once the word gets out, we're probably going to have
Well, I know,
all of the streamers are going to
but
want to
I
get
think
involved.
Seg said he would be interested
Seg would
before,
do, yep.
and so I think Crow did too.
Yeah.
So those might be some of the people helping
Yep.
us. So
Well, since we started talking about it, let's just talk about it.
Yep.
So we're going to go a Saturday, early August, either the first or second Saturday in August. I'm going to make a video out and put it on the channel so that other people see it because I want. So if you guys know any other of the streamers, I talk to Seg sometimes. I talk to Joe. I talk to Crow. I talk to Sarah, Wisdom and Philip. I talk to them, but let's get the word out because I want to do like a
what is she doing?
kind of like the Jerry Lewis telethon almost, but not 24 hours. It's going to go at least 12, and I want to have guests come on and commit to doing an hour, and we're going to raise money for mental health problems because as a guy who's done a bunch of residential cases, a lot of them end up being mental health, and so we really need to I mental health is such a big, like, I don't want to say undiagnosed, but it's a untackled problem because it is very, very expensive. It's not physical health, so therefore insurances don't want to cover it. Morning Rain, thank you for the 10 gift.
Thank you.
I appreciate that so much. She has been like real. I mean, you've always been a supporter, but I've seen you in other channels too lately, like just giving memberships away like crazy. So,
but
we appreciate it.
What we're thinking about doing too, rather than so people know it's not going into just to one person, what we're thinking is whoever is doing that time slot of the thing, they will have an organization that they want the money to go to.
Yeah.
And we're going to have it so it directly, we give the link so you can directly donate to those organizations.
So like let's say Beardo comes on for an hour with us, and he's got a different charity that he'd like to give to.
Mental health.
Yep. Yeah.
And
mental health.
it all has to be some type of mental health.
Hey Julie, how you doing? So we'll scroll down the charity at the bottom of the thing because I don't want the money coming to me, and I want this. I want everybody to know that the money is going directly to the charity.
Especially because some of the groups aren't in the U.S. So we want to make sure that we're hitting everybody, whoever's helping out and who's going to be in this fundraiser will be will go into the area that they're from or whatever organization they choose that helps with mental health.
Yeah. And I guess I'm going to look for a charity that helps low income people with like schizophrenia and these dogs do not like it when we go live.
What is your problem?
Amber, we're going to do this either the first or the second Saturday of August. And I'm going to make a video about it in the next day or two because, not everybody watches the lives. A lot of times people go back and, they'll see the video and
and then we want to make sure.
Let's put the word out because I want to get other channels involved. And even if they don't live stream all the time, that's.
Yeah, we just want to get it out so that they can be, and because it's so that we can get it worked out because Jeff and I will have to still monitor. So if it's not one of us, one of us will have to be alongside because it's going to be going through one stream.
Yeah.
Our stream, but the guests will be on there. That will then when it's their time frame, then it will be all their charity that they want. but we will still have to, in case we have technical difficulties on our end, we'll have to just make
Because
sure.
I want to at least do it 12 hours. I'm going to start it at noon on a Saturday and at least go till midnight. If I still got it in me, I'm going to continue and go longer. But Sue made a comment that the mentally ill often get ignored. That's true because you got to fix a broken arm. But if you got something wrong in your head, it's very, very expensive to fix it, and insurance companies just don't want to pay. So does our insurance pay for any counseling?
Okay, so this is really strange. The old job I had did not cover any type of mental health coverage at all. I mean, not even nothing at all. And because now I work for a physicians group, we do get mental health coverage. But that's part of it is because I work for
it's
the big in our area. It's the biggest health care organization in Northwest Ohio and going into some of Michigan and actually I think there's a couple in Indiana now.
Yeah, we're gonna start calling Toledo ProMedica.
Yeah, everything's ProMedica.
ProMedica.
Like we have Mercy is another health system that we have, but ProMedica, everything is ProMedica. I mean, we have so many, and I mean, like I said, I travel often to go to different offices that we have throughout Ohio. I mean, tomorrow, in fact, I'm traveling, but we have better insurance. But and it's crazy because even within our organization, depending on which department you work in, your insurance is a little bit different too sometimes. So your insurance can be a little bit different, but our insurance does cover mental health, but there's a lot of insurances that will not cover mental health. And I think that is the craziest thing, that they do not.
And you wonder, like, honestly, if you help people deal with that, I wonder how much medical expenses they could save. Because I mean, how many of these people are hurting themselves, or
well, just even seeing, and because I work in pulmonary and sleep.
Thank you, Jaeger.
So with what I do, I mean, you still see a lot of people struggling with their sleep apnea, and sometimes their sleep apnea is out of control because they're not sleeping because of their depression, or they're sleeping too much because of their depression. So it affects like everything, and then it starts affecting your breathing, and I mean, it just spirals. But then if you're not sleeping, it can like if you're depressed, that can start causing like cardio issues, and I mean, it just spirals. So
and I've in the Medicaid side of it too, I know people that have gone to counselors and things like that through Medicaid. And I mean, I'm not saying that they're all bad, but there's got to be good ones amongst them. But it really sounds like it's a pill dispensary. Like, come in, okay, tell me your bullshit, and okay, here's your script, and go. Like, they're not looking for solutions. They're looking
and when they have,
to just give you a script.
With mental health, with people that are on Medicaid and the assistance, if you don't have someone that can advocate for you, especially like my brother, and my brother's on Medicare and Medicaid, because he has a developmental disability. He's had it since birth. But I mean, I have to advocate for him, but I mean, I literally make sure that, his mental health is taken care of, because he does need that mental health. And I mean, because if he didn't, I mean, it would be really bad. But
he usually cycles once a year.
Yeah,
right?
he cycles at least once a year.
Where it's bad.
And where it's really bad, his behaviors, but we don't change his medications. But I also work with a good, the team that we have, the team that actually got him where he's at. And it actually was at UTMC, which is a teaching college.
Medical college, yeah.
Yeah, and they actually really worked with us to get him where he is, and he's been very stable since we've gotten him. But
it's been pretty good for the last year.
Yeah, which we've been very fortunate that we've been able to have that. But not everybody has someone that can vouch for them and be like, look, and advocate for them, or they don't know where to go. But then, like with Medicaid, I know, for instance, for insurance purposes, a lot of people can't get the cut. They can't get it. So then they have to go to these clinics, and the clinics, it's like you said, it's a revolving door. You never have the same person. So if you don't have the same person, you have to start from square one, and they change your medications, and it's like you don't get a consistent
And it does
follow.
and it does relate to the paranormal field, because like I said, a lot of the cases that I got, it's like, I don't, you don't really have anything going on here. This is, I mean, and it's so hard to tell people, like, you really should get checked, because that's a common thing that a lot of them say is, well, I can't afford to, like, I can't, because in certain cases, when people are claiming demons and things like that, a mental evaluation is a must before we can do anything.
Yeah.
And we hear that a lot, that people say, well, I can't afford that, and and then they'll go find somebody that'll tell them they got a freaking demon in their house when they don't, and it's bad.
Yeah.
Brian, god dang it, yes, you look familiar, your name does. Trying to look at your picture, you look kind of like the dude from The Walking Dead. Daryl. Um, let's see what Rooster said. I personally feel that the doctors didn't see us as patients anymore. All they see is dollar signs. And I agree with that. Yep.
Yeah.
I have gone to a private counselor once, and it wasn't it wasn't bad. So, but I've talked to a lot of people that have gone through the system.
Well,
counselor
I mean, I
and,
had a bad experience.
hey
because
Faith, how you doing?
I actually went to therapy when I was a teenager. I went to a psychiatrist, an adolescent psychiatrist. Then, because of a medication I was prescribed, I did try to off myself. And then I was in a mental hospital for a week. And then I had to go to therapy afterwards. But then after doing that, I saw my psychiatrist, and she referred me to a therapist, which then they tested me for ADHD. And voila, that's when I found out all my issues. That was basically all my issues, was I had ADHD and PTSD.
Yep.
And now that, I mean, then they sent me to another place because insurance changed. I had to go to another place, and all they wanted to do was keep feeding me pills, and they weren't helping me, but they didn't want to give me my ADHD medicine. So I learned to
Isn't Adderall a big mental health medication?
Well, for like ADHD and for a lot of
but like the
behaviors.
Half the kids that get prescribed it, at least high school kids,
but it's
they're
like
selling them to other people.
Yeah.
Like, I mean,
Yeah.
Sucks.
I mean, but for me, it was very hard because they wouldn't give it to me. So I had to find a solution to how I could cope with my ADHD because of not being able to get the medication.
And let me answer this real quick. Yeah, Brian, we are doing questions tonight too, but we're just, the first topic that we're talking about is we're going to do a charity stream. I'm going to put a video out about it here within the next week. I've actually got one really, really close to done finally, but we're going to do a fundraiser for mental health charities. We're going to do a stream in August and invite a lot of the other debunkers and YouTubers and stuff like that to come on. So that's the topic. But yes, we're
and I would say Jaeger, yes, it is true that medication is necessary, but also I think the big problem is that they don't. That's what it is. It's like you need the medication and the therapy to go hand in hand. Yeah. And how can you do that when you can't even afford the therapy because your insurance won't cover it? But then how can you afford the medication if they do prescribe it? Because a lot of times they won't cover they'll cover one or the other, but they won't cover both. And so that's where it gets very confusing. Psychiatric
wards are the worst place for them. I've got to agree with that. That just seems like, I mean, I know sometimes people have to be put in places like that, but I agree, that's got to be one of the scariest places.
So there's pros and cons to psych wards. For the people that are mentally ill, they need to divide. It needs to be more broken up in the way they do it. They shouldn't put everybody together because you can't function with everybody together, because you have some people that are in the psych ward because they're addicted to drugs and they were acting out, and so that's why they got put there. You have some that have mental illness, that like schizophrenia, or have like bipolar, and that's a totally different topic. And then you have some that are just like depressed. I mean, everything is so different.
Hey Dawson, how you doing?
They truly need to separate. And I will say, we are fortunate here. And then this is even a worse time. This is a topic that hits me really hard, is when you have people that have developmental disabilities or some type of special needs, and they put them in a mental hospital, but they don't treat them for what they're there for. And they don't treat them. They just drug them. And that happened to my brother, and it's not right, and that they do that. But we are fortunate that we actually have like 3 mental health hospitals here in the Northwest Ohio that are really good. Like, we have some that work with people with developmental disabilities or have some type of special needs. Then you have some that have that work just with dementia, and some that work with just adolescents, which that doesn't a lot of places don't have that at all. So we're very fortunate that we do have those. But then it comes down to, again, what will your insurance cover, and what will
Hang on 1 second.
what will they cover, and then what drugs can you get coverage of?
Julie, thanks for becoming a member
thank you.
again. Dawson joined. Hey Dawson, how you doing? Someone else snuck in. I thought maybe not. Oh, Sky's in here. How you doing, Sky?
She said hi, chat. Bye, chat.
Well, bye. Okay. She's probably going to watch Joe. Everybody's probably going to take off here in 8 minutes. I don't know why this dog is freaking out so bad. I don't know if this is to get Cookie or.
I think it is, because she knows she gets it. If she sees us both sitting here, she knows she's going to get Cookie's that. And she's probably still taking advantage of me not being here for 3 days.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, we'll talk about that some other time. Bubba does not do fireworks.
No, and we had fireworks shooting off. Our township did their fireworks on Saturday. So.
Ow. You bit me. Let's see. What did. I missed it.
It's right there.
They move on me. So Yager worked an oil rig, 3 weeks on, 3 weeks off, and in the industry 18 years, and only in the last 2 have they started taking mental. Yeah. Yep.
Well, this is something too.
It is. I think it's getting better.
It is getting better, and I will tell you, this is a point that I can tell you that's getting better. When I started in the medical field as an EMT, we basically, if something happened, you really didn't have people you could talk to, and they didn't really encourage you to talk to people when something would happen and you need to talk to somebody, because I mean, your job, I mean, you see a lot, and sometimes you need to talk and you just need to let go, but you just can't. But now, knowing someone that has a position in that type of field, they encourage you to reach out for that. I mean, for that mental health. If you need it, you're not going to get dinged, and you're not going to get like chucked, like, okay, this person's got some issues, we don't want them doing this. Now they're encouraging you to that, which that is a huge change, because before, firefighters, EMTs, police officers, they weren't given that choice to be able to reach out to someone and not get pretty much like checked and marked down, like, hey, this person just came for mental health.
Boom.
And then just get a desk job. Or now, I mean, they're really focusing and encouraging that, which that's really good to see.
Hang on. So Dawson asked us, so what is next? Okay. Boo, get out of there. She is being so bad right now. She is. Get out of there.
Boo.
Bubba's going to get Cookie and you're not. Because you're trying to get in the garbage. So we got a video coming out either tonight or tomorrow. Because I got it done, but I kind of want to look at it one more time. Come here, Boo, over here. But I interviewed an exorcist recently. The people that are members already have seen this. Oh, I didn't say thank you, Cassie, yet. I apologize. Cassie, thanks again for being a member again. Hope you like what we're doing. If there's stuff you guys want to see, go ahead and hit me up through Messenger or something like that, on the membership side. But so we've got an interview with an exorcist. I'm doing another Matt Rife, or not another one, the first one. I've been working on it for a long time. It's Matt Rife with Overnight, and it is here, Bill.
Get your butt out.
It is. I'm having such a. It's over 2 hours, and I'm not going to sit here and make commentary on a 2 hour video and make it 17 years long. But it's so hard to pick what bullshit to show, if that makes any sense. I cannot get into watching this.
Boo,
come on.
what is your problem?
She's like a little tank. So let's see.
Joe Frankie's in the house.
Oh, Joe Frankie's here. Hey, Joe, how you doing? It's been a while. You haven't seen Joe in a long time. Mental health still isn't taken seriously. Yes, Dawson, is getting better, but it's nowhere close to where it needs to be. If I could tell you guys the stories, that have come through on the paranormal end, that, I mean, I talked to one not too long ago who let's see, of course it's demonic. It's not mental health, but they had caused a recession. They were descendants of Joseph Smith, who started the Mormon religion. They're cursed because he was cursed. Like, aliens are involved. I mean,
yeah.
I've never seen anybody that bad in my life. I mean, it was, and we'd set up to meet with her, and she would cancel the meeting and say that her email got hacked, and it wasn't her trying to contact us, and like, it was just, there's stories like that all day long that I could tell. So yeah, any other questions? Go ahead and ask them in there. Call me a left wing. Okay, let me see this. Call me a left wing do-gooder, worker T. But I can't help but feel if we built a more equitable society, a huge swaths of mental illness issues wouldn't arise. I mean, yeah, I agree with that. I don't want to get into politics, but I mean, yes, I do agree with that. Like, I think if you would, there's no way to eliminate poverty. Because if someone doesn't want to work, they're not going to work. And I'm not saying that everybody that doesn't have a job is because they don't want to work, but I'm just saying there is a big chunk of society that is reliant upon the welfare system, and it's not in their financial benefit to go out and get a job because, and no, I'm shutting up. Let's see. Perhaps people with mental illness attract paranormal as opposed to mental health. I believe there's something to that too. I do think if you have mental problems, that you are open, you're way more open to experiencing like a legit haunting. Granted, I mean, how do you determine what's a haunting and what is an actual mental condition? I don't know how you would determine that. I mean, I guess a lot of the times what I use to judge is, like, let's say I suspect the mom of a house maybe has some mental problems. But if the dad in the house and the kids in the house are seeing the same stuff that the mom is,
then it's different.
Then there's,
but
it's not just
I can say
problems.
Just from a lot of the things that we've gone, like a lot of the residentials we've done, a lot of times you'll see that one person is the sole person that's having issues, or if there's more than one person in the house having it, then that's when, like, when we do our checklist and we go through our questions, that's why it's so important if we know what medications they're taking, what medical diagnoses that they have, because that can play a lot into it too. Because a lot of times, like, you can sometimes, like,
I feel like I should have a disclaimer at the bottom of the screen. We are not doctors.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of times if you see them, they start listing the stuff, and it's like, well, there's a side, and sometimes these unknown side effects that aren't like people only read like those first few like side effects. They don't go to the unknown, or if you're taking this drug, this might these kind of drugs will interact with this type of drug. But when you're in the medical field, you tend to know those, and you kind of know what to look out for. But or like, hey, this seems odd that they're on this, but they're taking this. See what the side effects might be.
There was one. First, I want to say, hey, Laura, and hey, Foxfire, I think joined too. If anybody else joined, I missed. I apologize. But we did a case where this lady was saying that she was having a incubus encounter. I think is when the male goes after the female, and that her vagina was burning.
Yeah.
But that was a little known side effect of one of the medications she was taking for something.
Because it caused like yeast infections,
like a burning sensation.
But it caused like yeast infections or urinary tract infections.
That's why we always rule out physical and mental first, and then get into what, because that was a case too where all of the activity that was claimed was focused around the lady. Her husband hadn't experienced or seen a damn thing. He like believed his wife and he's wanting to be supportive, but he's like, I mean, if I'm being honest, I haven't seen anything.
Yeah.
So, let's see. That's an interesting sounding. I didn't read the whole thing. So, when brain scans can be done with iPhones one day, which I wouldn't doubt that.
Yeah.
We could include brain activity during an investigation. That would be interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Trying to think of a way to like if actual scientists could do some kind of experiments with people with mental health.
But it's funny because that I can see Jenna time.
Yeah.
Hold on.
No, we can't hold on. we're not holding on to
the
phone.
Oh, you can.
Okay.
What?
Are you on a session?
Yes, we are.
Jenna has this gift. I think she's psychic. She knows knows when we're eating, and she knows when we're doing a live stream.
There you go. Here we can put you on, right? There you go.
Do the cha-cha.
All right, bye. Oh, right here before you go. Oh, she hung up. I was gonna show her the dogs.
Yeah, she don't call to talk to her mom. She calls
to talk to the
dogs. Dog pictures. So, yeah, so that's why we're doing this. And if this goes well and things like that, and people like it and like the idea, I'd like to. I mean, everybody's aware of drug addiction and things like that too, but that's another really big common.
Yeah.
Cause when people reach out to us for help. A lot of drug addicts think that it's not the drugs, it's the haunting. They're being haunted, and they very well could be, but you can't even attempt to deal with anything paranormal with someone until the addiction issue is dealt with.
Yeah.
And I tell them that, and so a lot of times they end up bailing because they don't want to hear that.
No.
They don't want to stop. Whatever they admit to doing, you can always guarantee that it's a lot worse. Like,
oh yeah,
I've had people do heroin or meth before talking to us on an interview, and they're like, but it's not the addicting kind of meth.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
It's like,
yeah. They literally told us that I only do it occasionally, so it's not addictive. It's like
we had a drug deal happen when we were doing an interview with a client one time. Their neighbor came over and you could hear him talking in the background. It's like, that's all on video, lady, and you're sitting here
and
selling
telling us,
drugs,
telling us that you don't do any drugs. It's like, yeah.
Well, she admitted to doing it, but it wasn't the addictive kind. She needed it to be right, and I'm like, oh, good Lord. So, yeah, that's another big issue too. I mean, I gotta say. And I've probably said the numbers before. I don't have any idea what the numbers are, but I want to say 70% of our cases can be chalked up to mental health and drugs or drugs. I mean, it's.
Yeah. Well, what are you doing now? You were just laying down.
Is there any video evidence anywhere of any object reporting? I don't even know what that means. I feel like I should know what that means. What does apporting mean, Brian? Can you tell us that in the comments? Um, I'm assuming you're not talking about poltergeist activity, so I don't know. Or is that maybe like disappearing,
Mm,
like a portal?
I do not know.
I don't know, Brian. You're gonna have to hook us up with a little more info on that, please. So again, I'll just say it. I know we got some streamers in here, some paranormal teams. Um, I'll put the info on how to contact me in the video when I make it. But
Objects moved to
let's.
another room on its own.
Oh, okay. I've told the story recently, but about my recorder.
Yeah,
So I had a recorder come up missing.
two.
Well, but
Well,
it started
one.
with
Well,
one.
it started with one that I knew of.
Yep. And so, like, it was. I always put this recorder in my camera bag. It's either in the computer or in the camera bag. So I'm pretty sure I've told this, so I'll try and shorten it a bit. But um, for 2 years, I'd been in this video camera bag 2-3 times a week for
And I
For
have been too.
2 or 3 years. Like, I've emptied it several times in the beginning looking for it. Um, so shortly after I lost the one, I bought another one to replace it,
Same exact one.
and then that one came up missing.
And then he kept saying, because I even looked through everything, because usually if he can't find stuff, I'm like, hold on, I'll look. And I usually find it because it's right where he doesn't see it, but I do. So I didn't even find it. So then I told, and he finally, after, it was a good week. He was starting to tear up the entire house. I was like,
Yeah.
Did you ask them to give it back? And he's like, no. I'm like, well, why don't you go and ask them
It's
nicely
like, I'm
to
not
give
going
it
to ask
back?
him.
He goes, I'm not going to ask anybody. I'm like, I'm telling. So then after a while, he was like, finally, he went and asked. Not even, 15 minutes later, he came back, and he didn't have one recorder. He had two. And
They were both on the top of the camera case, as if you took them and put them there. But I know for a fact that that's not the case, because the recorder that came up missing, the first one, I didn't even know her.
Yeah.
This was at my old house.
And he knew it couldn't have been me, because I was in the other part of their house, and he would have seen me go where they were at. And so,
yeah, when I saw the second one there, I'm like, you've got to be kidding me. And okay, so I know the Collingwood story that I put up, that video, kind of, people had some issues with some things, and we've talked about that, and whether there's some trickery going on or not sure. It's very possible. But one of the recorders, the last thing that I had on there was me interviewing a lady about what those symbols in the basement meant. And that's when that first recorder ended up going missing. And that was gone for like I said, 2 to 3 years. I don't remember which, but so it was, I don't know. There's something to the Collingwood. Yeah, Joe said, Joe has done, you guys want to talk about somebody that's got residential experience. Joe, or Laura, you should have Joe on your show sometime. He has done far more cases than I have. He's definitely one of our mentors. Common household items would mysteriously disappear and later would be found in places where they never usually be placed or kept. Yep,
that happens. Like for me, I lose stuff occasionally, and I'll just ask for it to come back, and then it comes back, and it's like where I have looked 100 times.
Or if you just look up his name on Facebook and message him and tell him who you are and who you know, he'd probably love to do your show. Oh, wow. A scientist analyzed a mug that apported, and its molecular structure was odd after it apported. Is there a video about this, Brian? I would love to see that. That would be cool. Make sure no one snuck in here without me saying hello. And that's another thing too, guys. I always want to say this. So if you guys see me in other lives and stuff like that, and I don't say hi to you, a lot of times, because I'll go into a live, I'll say, hey, everybody, and I'll put my phone down and do something and listen. So,
Not like me, I fall asleep.
or if people bring up something that like I should probably remember, I'm an idiot. Like my memory sucks. I don't remember stuff very well. So
No, usually if you need if you do ever need something to be remembered by Jeff, you need to just message it to the boo, anything boo, because I usually get it, and then I have to send it to him in a text message because then I know he's going to get it, and then I can keep reminding him to remember to do it.
yeah, so Glenda has the same issue. Yeah, but the thing is, after the fact, I feel bad. Like I'm so paranoid right now that I miss saying hi to somebody in here. That's just how my brain works. I don't very often wish people happy birthday on Facebook and things like that because I'm afraid I'm going to miss somebody and then they're going to be like, "You said happy birthday to."
Wait, we can. This will tell you how bad it is. What did I have to do so you could remember your children's birthdays?
You programmed it in my phone.
And what else?
I mean, I remember them. I need an alarm telling me that that's the date.
Yeah, but well, no, for a while there it was getting confusing though because our kids' birthdays, even though they're from different parents, our kids' birthdays are May 10th, May 14th, June 5th, and June 7th.
Dawson,
so, and they're two of them are in the same year, and two of them are just a year apart. So
Dawson,
the May ones are a year apart.
I think I drank 3 fat shots for your birthday because 3 people donated whatever I said they had to donate, and I do the skull shot glasses.
Yeah. Oh, I didn't know you did that.
Yeah, we were on till I don't know. And I left before he was done. I think he was on for 6 or 8 hours or something like that. You were in bed. You knew I was on the show.
Yeah, well, I can't drink anymore.
He didn't start till midnight.
Well, yeah, definitely I was in bed.
Yeah.
I only get up occasionally and I'll be like, hey, with those late appearances.
So, yeah, Joe, this question's for you, but I'll answer it because I know where he's at. Joe is in Connecticut. So, yeah, Cassie, my short-term memory sucks. My long-term memory sucks too.
I've been working on my memory stuff. I work on these games that are to help with my memory, but I will say with my ADHD, for remembering names, I'm terrible with, and memory is not great.
So
okay, I gotta go check on the dogs again.
Yeah, he was live for 8 hours on his birthday, and he was eating crickets. I think they weren't candy crickets. They were like, would you get ranch flavored crickets or some dumb shit like that, Dawson? But I bet you regretted that the next day. That probably, I think I would rather do shots or something like that if I was you rather than eat crickets. Hey, Debunk the Junk, how you doing? Good to see you here. That's another channel, everybody. Go check him out. He's newer. I like that he's doing longer videos now, but another debunking mind. I mean, Debunk the Junk, I wish I knew your name because that's a long one to say, but I don't know if you're a complete skeptic or a believer or just tired of the bull crap like most of us are. And that's why you've started doing what you do. But that's another really, really good channel that's up and coming. Morning Rain, thank you again for 5 more gifted. I appreciate that. That means a lot. That's 15. Wow. Thank you so much. That means a lot. Again, we any money that we make doing this, we put back into the channel. So I appreciate it. Morning Rain gave us 5 more.
Oh, awesome. Thank you.
I think she asked a question too first. How many were in the chat that aren't members, and the answer was 5. So now everybody here's a member. That's awesome. Like I said again, always tell us what you guys want to see. I did put a couple client interviews or one in the, and I won't ever do that again because I am starting to get where I don't necessarily know everybody in there, but there's probably some stuff from residential investigations that I can share. So, I need to upload more raw footage of, like I said, I have 10 terabytes.
See, now if I put stuff on there, it would be dogs. the dogs doing everything they do crazy.
Yeah, we got to kind of keep it paranormal. We're
I
going to do
know.
paranormal cooking this weekend.
We
It's
are.
going to be fantastic.
And I heard that we're our friends because we're mostly families coming, but I heard that Mountain and Karen might stop by. So
Yeah, Mountain and Karen might do a little cooking this weekend.
Mhm.
We shall see. Depends on how hot it is. That long hair on a hot day is.
Yeah.
Let's see. Man, this Brian guy knows all kinds of crazy stuff I
yeah.
don't know about. Yes, I have had things follow me home, if that's what you're talking about.
Yes.
Yeah. Sometimes on purpose I asked for it, but we're not talking about that.
Well, no. Sometimes you forget to do stuff.
I forgot to drop it off.
Yeah, pretty much he told it to
If
follow
that makes
him,
sense.
and then when he left the building, he wanted the little girl to follow him out of the building, and he forgot to tell her she couldn't come home with him. And
So
she came home with him.
so I do believe that I have some gifts, and I don't ever talk about them, rely on them, or anything like that. But this one particular place, I really felt there was a little girl that was being trapped there. So I invited her to follow me home.
Follow him out of the building, but he forgot to.
Yep, and we
Leave
had
her
stuff
there.
happen here for about a week.
Yeah, and
So.
finally we finally had to let her. I mean,
We did
pretty
like
much I walked her. Yeah, I pretty much walked up through crossing somebody over, and so we crossed her over because it was starting to do things to me. So it was like,
Okay, so we're gonna call you Jonathan from now on, unless you don't want people calling you by your name. I respect that too. Seg is one that
yeah,
he told me his name once. I'm like, dude, I don't even want to know your name because I don't want to mistakenly say it. He's like, you know my name, and I'm like, no, don't tell me. He told me anyway, but
I blew him away with something I said about that though.
about what?
About his name.
Yeah.
And he was like, wait, what?
Yep. Yeah, so Morning Rain brings up a good point. And I forgot how I did it, but because there was a lot of times too, I'd watch lives and I had never gotten a gifted membership, and I'm like, how come I never get any? I mean, there was one of Beardo's. It's like people gave a couple hundred memberships. It's like the odds of me getting one should have been like, but it wasn't enabled, and I forgot what I did to enable it. But there is a setting in YouTube that you have to.
Yeah, because then I was like,
gifted.
hey, Boo got a gift, and he was like, wait, how? And I was like, I don't know. You can pay attention to that stuff.
Yeah, so yeah, Brian, we actually did like, and I know people like don't believe this stuff and whatever, but like, see, and this is like, so we did cross it over, and the activity stopped.
And like almost immediately, you could tell a change in her house.
So, and it wasn't anything bad. It wasn't doing anything bad. It was just like attention seeking.
Yeah, and it was. I mean, and it was just like, it was a pull. I mean, you could just tell there was something not our normal that's here. Because we keep it pretty locked down, but he invited it in, so obviously it wasn't locked down too well for that day. I mean, but he invited it, so it's like that. But we're pretty usually locked down, and I mean, there's really nothing there's hardly anything I ever would say we invite in. But we have a couple that are here.
It just happens every once in a while. It's been a while since we've had anything.
Well, no. For you.
Oh, okay. Hey, Firefly Kelly, how you doing? Tasha Ricky, how you doing? Good to see you here. Yeah, so I mean, it's like I said, I know a lot of skeptical people will say, well, that's because you think that you crossed it over and therefore you're not perspective. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe there's something to that. I don't know.
Yeah.
But I truly believe in my head that we crossed something over that night. Let's see. Okay, so they're talking a little bit how to. Yeah, there is definitely something you have to do to enable to receive gifted memberships. I do know that. Said on Ghost Quest Live, my wife. As I just said on Ghost Quest Live, my wife blesses our home constantly. I believe it is better. Yes, exactly.
Mhm.
Yep.
I mean, we do. This is crazy because it's coming up on that time of year that I'll be out there with my salt.
I was telling you, you got to freak the neighbors out. Let's get you a witch's hat.
I know, right?
You should
Well, I
probably
do
run around
have a
topless
witch's
or something
hat.
like
I
that.
do have a witch's hat, but it's crazy because our neighbor. I actually did this in May, but because I did it again a little bit later, so it's getting time to salt and eggshell our house, and so but the first time I did it, our neighbor that we don't get along with was outside folding up his tarp from his boat, and here I am with salt, and then going around with egg, and he just keeps looking at me like, "What are you doing?" Because, and so I mean, there's a couple neighbors that know what I do, so it's not. I mean, if they see me doing something, they're like, "Okay, she's just doing something to cleanse her house or to protect her house." It's like, okay. But this guy, because I mean, I did the whole house with salt, and then because we had
The
some
eggshell stuff.
and then the eggshells because
What's it called?
caracas,
Something like that.
something
Yeah.
like that. But
That shit stinks.
oh my god,
Them ground up eggshells. Holy cow.
because I grind
even
my
if you
own.
wash them.
Yeah, but because I ground my own up
Yeah,
and
but
I
they
make
will
my
rush on
own
the eggshells.
powder. But it was but they just looked at me like I was crazy because I'm like, and then it looks like, obviously it looks like cocaine then too when you have all this white powder.
It's bad enough when people know you that have lived there. She goes to her nephew's house when he bought his house. So this poor kid is moving into the neighborhood. Nobody knows him yet. So they're, all the neighbors are peeking out the windows and stuff. She's out there running around doing the same shit around his house, with waving sage around and like
putting salt and like salt in
morning
corners.
rain.
And then I did
Thank you so much.
and then it's funny though because I hid something. I hid some certain crystals in his house, and he has no idea where they're at.
Yeah, she does that all the time. So if Dana ever comes over to your house, do a search after.
Well, this is funny. One time we did a group. A couple of my friends and I, they were doing a group reading at our friend Kim's house, and so what I do when we would do these group readings, I have a little blessing bottle that I will leave somewhere hidden in, and we've done this a couple times that we've gone to places. It's just like a little blessing bottle to give them a little extra something in their house. And so she had a picture frame there were some steps going upstairs and she had picture frames. I set this on top of the picture frame. It was like over 6 months and she still didn't.
You had to say something to her.
Well, my friend, she was like, "Hey, did you ever find anything different did you find or notice something different in your house after we did the readings?" She said, "No." She goes, "Go look at your steps and look at the picture frames on the steps." That's when it was like, it might have even been longer than 6 months after we did this. Because she didn't even realize that this bottle, it was kind of in plain, I mean, it was in plain sight, but still kind of hidden. But I mean, I usually will put it in somewhere that it's in plain sight, but it's hidden. It just was funny.
I see what Morning Rain's trying to do. She's trying to get everybody's name green. So Philip may not have it enabled because you've given more memberships than people that are in here. So, and I don't know, maybe we got some people watching that aren't subbed. Philip, I'm just kidding. But she asked if we were green yet. So Tasha Ricky has a question, and I don't know if you're referring to. Boo, what are you doing? Has anyone ever heard of the Ghost Doctor or something like that? So, are you So, I do know one that goes by Ghost Behaviorist, but I don't know that he would have ever investigated CJ's property. So no, if they've done CJ's, I'm not familiar with that person. CJ, I'm surprised he just doesn't say he's faking it. Like, it's so clear that he's faking it. You know what I mean? Well, Dana doesn't watch all the paranormal shows, just so
no.
So when we say CJ, she knows who the twins are. That's probably about it. Maybe Sam and Colby.
Sam and Colby.
But you don't know who CJ is?
The one dude, I can't think of his name.
Proving Demons, Andrew?
No.
The salt gun guy?
Oh, yeah, him. You say, he usually will give a reference to something, and then it's because I go off. The dude that I did my finger puppet thingy reaction to.
Yeah, we're not going to talk about him. We don't want people even going and looking at him.
But that one,
Yeah, he decided, I think, in his last video, he was going to do a debunk or something. I don't know. It's crazy shit. So, let me. I'm behind in the chat.
Joe, was that Joe?
Yeah. So, yeah, Brian Joe has been. He was trained by Ed Lorraine Warren in. He's with the Warren Legacy Foundation for Paranormal Research. He also does things on his own, but Joe has been doing this for a long, long, long time. Like I said, he's a mentor.
Joe donated?
And did he? I haven't got. Hang on, I'm looking.
Well, I missed some stuff because I had dog duty.
Oh,
Yes, he did. Thank you,
Joe.
Joe.
Thank you so much, Joe. You don't have to do that. We've talked about this. You don't have to do that, but we appreciate it. We thank you very much. As I've said before, any money that we get for this, we put back into the channel, whether it be equipment. I'm saving up now to go to. I want to go do the Monroe House.
And Joe is going to talk to me soon because we're going to be starting Joe merch. We're going to be working on our merch, though.
Joe does not have a channel, Morning Rain.
He has TikTok and
yeah,
Facebook.
He does. Yeah, I apologize. He does. What's his TikTok?
TikTok is the
Is it just his name,
the original Joe Frankie, I think, or the real Joe Frankie. I can't remember. Let me hold on. I used
Michael,
to have access to it, but then everything happened, and I don't have it anymore.
Spooky. People are snucking in here that I haven't seen because I'm not caught up with the chat. I'm playing Sagan Crow. The occult world of intent. Yes, I think not just in the occult world. Intent is a very, very powerful thing. It's as powerful as the power of suggestion. That really has more power than people think.
Okay, so it's Joe Frankie Paranormal on TikTok.
Okay.
Then
sorry guys, looking at chat.
Then it's Joe Frankie on Facebook.
Yes, $20 is a lot to give some jackass that just sits here and talks. I mean, we'll say it probably went to you. Yeah, Joe is a big supporter. Joe is a big supporter of real paranormal.
Wait a minute, though.
Let's
put it this way.
Not talk about t-shirts.
I
when
was
Joe's around,
Joe's first fan, and I have the first original Joe Frankie fan club sticker. It's still on my car. The first one ever made. I still have that. But then to top it off, we have the Joe Frankie stick. Okay, our bathroom is done in paranormal. And so the groups that we belong to, we have Boo Productions up there. We have a sticker of the Boo Production and then Toledo, Ohio Ghost Hunters. And then we have the Joe Frankie sticker up there.
Okay, everybody, Cassie's back, so stop saying what you were saying earlier. Let's see. A lot of people in the Ghost Doctor comments calling to see. Oh, really? I'm surprised that he. Oh, so this would have been on Ghost. I'm going to have to look this guy up. Like I said, I know one that goes by he calls himself a ghost behaviorist. That's all I'm going to say about that. Okay, so Joe is going to be launching a channel soon and a personal website. So, and Joe's not tech savvy. Like, I'm not picking on you, Joe. You know this. Oh, stay tuned. Gave a membership. We appreciate that, Philip. Joe's not into bullshit. Joe's not into K2 meters, DR60s, apps. Joe's into, okay, I'm going to come in here with my camera and my recorder, and we're going to figure out what the hell's here, and we're going to deal with it. I mean, Joe is old school. He's seen some stuff. I promise. I've heard the stories, and I'm not going to tell his stories because, well, one, he's told some on one of our old episodes of our live streams.
Yeah.
So if you want to check it out, go. But we're going to have Joe on again sometime too, and but I want him to tell his stories on his channel as well, and I want people to go see it. Joe has seen some shit. Faux show.
But he's also given us a lot of knowledge, and prepared us for a lot of things that we probably would never have been prepared for. Yep. And I think we're very thankful for that, because we've come into some situations that we're very glad that he's given us that wisdom that he had, because it could have really, it could have been bad for us. But knowing that, I think it's made us into better investigators.
Yeah, well,
because
we've been blessed with two phenomenal mentors. Yeah. And Joe is one, and then Harold from Toledo, Ohio, Ghost Hunter Society. Like, those are guys that you guys will never know, never hear of. Well, you might now if Joe's going to start some stuff going public, but they've always just done work in the background. They've never talked about what they've done. Harold's starting to a little bit now, which is good. He's at that age that he's done it long enough. It's like, okay, Harold, tell your stories now. Yeah. You know, like,
and Joe's is starting to do that, where he's doing a lot more going on talks and doing a lot more too. So
yeah, so Joe, hopefully we get you some friend requests on Facebook. Okay, so I don't know if this question is to me or to Carmel, Maine. I don't think I know that story, Brian. Okay. Brian, you're throwing some curveballs tonight.
Joe says his bathroom is haunted. This is something that's really crazy. We were doing, when we first started out doing Boo Bites on the Paranormal on Facebook, we were doing an interview with Joe, and I literally saw something move behind him. And because I was like, do you have dogs? Because he was like,
you said you have cats.
Or cats or dogs. Because cats or something.
It was a ghost up on a mantle.
Because it was like a doll moved, or a ghost or something moved in the background. And there was no way. Something had to have bumped it to make it move, or to move it, because there was no way it could have done it on its own the way it was sitting.
And it wasn't a little movement. It was a
big movement. Yeah, so it was kind of
crazy.
That's on
that live, so if you guys
caught it.
Check it out.
On that one.
Yep. Again, thanks, Philip. Thank you so much. Philip, everybody too, go check him out. I think all of you guys already are, but maybe there's somebody in here that isn't. Philip did something for us that I'm waiting for the right time to reveal. Philip does AI music and AI art. And I wanted to just put the thought in his head one night about doing a song for Karen, the Midwest Medium. And
it wasn't even 5 minutes, I swear.
It was a little longer than 5 minutes.
But it was just like,
what he came out with was so perfect. I was like, that's it, dude. That, like, don't waste another second. That's exactly what I wanted. I wanted like a jingle type thing. And when Wisdom sent the mountain song, I was asking him, can you tell me how to do this? I wake up with an email the next morning, and it's like, that is so damn perfect. Like, I don't want.
Well, it was funny because Jeff, he was like, wait, you got to hear this, because we were trying to figure out what we wanted it to be like for Karen. And then I was like, no, don't change anything. That is exactly what we needed.
It's perfect. It's like I said, I wanted a little jingly thing. And Joe, you got your daughters involved?
Awesome.
So apparently, I know his one daughter. I didn't know his second one was interested, but
his daughter wrote a kid's book, which is really cool.
But I knew one of his daughters was into the paranormal stuff. Just another Sasquatch. There's 2 Ghost Doctor channels. Okay. So first of all, you're a new name, so how you doing? Thanks for joining us. And there again, if you're not new, again, I explained this earlier. I am an idiot and I forget things. So if I've talked to you before and don't remember, I apologize. I should have background music like all the real live streamers do. Laura, I don't know if you want that. That might get your channel banned. That could be bad.
Joe is one of the people that has participated in our drinking game at Christmas. Was it Christmas time we did it?
No, it was Halloween.
Halloween, yes.
Yeah, we did a Halloween special.
Joe wasn't supposed to be on, but he jumped in the one. So, but
well, we did, and we'll do it again.
Oh yeah, we have to do it again. It is quite fun.
It's we call it the Power Hour, where we do a shot of beer And it doesn't sound like much, but we do a shot of beer every minute for an hour.
And then there's certain keywords that
Yep.
you have a specialty drink. You have to do a shot of if that specialty word is.
We set forth rules and play
Yes.
games. And
Oh,
if you,
yes.
if you violate the rules, like I think one of mine was you had to call me. If you called me Jeff, that was a penalty shot because you had to call me by something else.
Yeah.
We all had nicknames. But then Joe came on not in the very beginning, but Joe was actually doing shots of shots. Like,
yeah.
And I'm like, bro,
His
you're gonna.
wife probably wanted to kill us that
I
night.
think he got in trouble. It was a good time, but we will definitely do that again. That was
And
fun.
at least we know we have a moderator now because I cannot drink, so we at least know that we already have that part. Because we always were fighting, well, who's gonna be the sober one throughout this whole thing? But now I'll be able to do that, so it's not a big issue anymore.
So yeah, Jonathan, you're right. I mean, everybody knows I have a big beef with Paranormal Nightmare, and I think they're the worst violators of fake paranormal because they're going into people's houses and doing what they do with their apps and their bullcrap, and then they put demon in the title, and you can't tell me that does not affect the people that they're saying they helped. When you confirm to them that they had a demon or have a demon in their house, because it's in your title, and everybody loves Paranormal Nightmare, everybody loves the Foreman brothers. Believe me, I know, because their fans are very, very opinionated and don't like anything bad being said about the Foreman brothers. So, yeah. Jonathan, I thought I heard you say you do residential stuff too. I could be wrong. Let me know in the comments if you do. Joe, we're gonna have you back on. We haven't done many lives recently. Plus, I'm kind of switching it from guests all the time to, but we'll have you on again. We've
actually been really busy.
We've been busy,
and
I'm self-employed, and this is a very busy time for me right now. So,
and I've been out of town or busy getting ready for Special Olympics, and now that's over.
Yeah, she had to take her brother to practice 2 times a week, 2 nights a week. So she would be gone from 7 in the morning till about 8:30 or 9 at night.
6:45 in the morning until 6:30, 6:45 in the morning until like 8:30 at night. So 2 times a week gets a little busy.
Scroll. Boo Productions Paranormal Toledo Ghost Quest is when you did a documentary. Okay, I'll have to check that out, Candy. Apparently, so I mean, Joe is being interviewed by this Ghost Quest. I think his name is Jimmy. I'm gonna check into that channel here tonight or tomorrow. Joe says it's very questionable, but there again, I don't know because I don't know anything about it. So. Carl says he'll be late to his own funeral. Yeah, that's going to be me. Long-time lurker, been in the... Oh, you're from Toledo. Oh, wow. That's cool. Well, glad you're joining us. Nothing wrong with lurking. I lurk sometimes too. Cool. Do you know Harold St. John? Just curious. He's one of the older names here in town that's been doing it the longest. Dr. Deb is here. Thanks for joining. I'm trying to get down to the bottom.
Stay tuned. Boob bites also be called boobies.
What? Yeah, see. Okay, so that brings up something. I thought about calling like one of the membership tiers. People like Beardo calls his fans Beardo's Weirdos, and there's
hers boobies.
Segues. I thought like, but I don't know that anybody wants to be called boobies. But I've always wanted to say, hey, boobies, how's it going? I don't know. After getting to know most of you guys though, now like I don't think that would be an issue. Joe says he's going to call you this weekend.
Not Saturday.
Yeah, don't call Saturday, Joe. We're cooking chicken.
Sunday I'll be good. But not Saturday because we'll have company over and cooking chicken all day. So
Joe, if you were here, you'd be on the list to get chicken.
You would be on the list to get chicken.
Man, I gotta take a heartburn pill. I apologize. Let's pause this stream here while I take a heartburn pill. Oh, we had some Middle Eastern chicken. It's
Well,
very flavorful.
it
I mean,
is.
it's good stuff, but
Yeah, because I'm having issues with garlic. I shouldn't have. That's why I'm drinking. Normally, I do not drink any type of pop, but Verner's is the only thing that really settles my stomach after I have something that has not agreed with me.
yeah, there's just some things I eat that just I got that old man gut. Yes, Brian. There's that. So I have gotten apps out on ghost hunts just to have them run. I mean, we don't let them lead the investigations or anything like that. I would never ever ever use an app in a residential case in someone's home because they are such they don't Brian, it's your fault. Oh, is Hair Force in here? Sorry, guys, looking through the comments. Okay, so Joe is going to be on tonight at 10 o'clock Eastern. Information should. Joe, is that the one that you do with Heather? It's what's the name? See, this is what I'm saying, guys. I'm stupid. If you guys want to go see Joe tonight, Joe, put in the comments and I'll pin it or I'll post it. Or if you have a link, we can. I don't know. Do you know how to pin a link? Maybe.
Yeah, I can pin.
Okay, actually, Candy
if
probably
he
knows
puts
how
it
to.
in there, we can pin the
Okay. Yeah. So yeah, Joe, if you've got a link to that actual show, go ahead and pin it here. You said you're going to be on at 10, so we'll try and wrap up before that. I'm going to try and wrap it up by 9:30 at the latest.
Right, what time you're wrapping up?
Probably 9:30 at the latest. Except we only wanted to go on for 2 hours. Brian does not have a Facebook, Joe. So what is the podcast? It's God. Why can't I remember the name?
I never can remember the name.
Joe, yeah, I hope he'll probably put it in the comments here. And Heather, if it's the one that I think he's talking about, Heather does put it on her YouTube
He
channel.
sent it to your
the day
messenger.
Huh?
Jeff. He sent it to your messenger.
Joe did?
Yes. Joe, you should have sent it to my messenger.
Oh, he's okay. So he's not doing the regular show that I think he's doing. He's doing one. It's called Into the Night with Joe Vitale. Wait a minute.
Joe's on Joe's show. Is that what
No,
we're saying?
it's not Joe.
What?
Hang on a second.
I step away for 1 minute and you got me totally lost.
Your typical
It is
process
fucking Joe Vitale.
when you're investigating a new paranormal case.
Wait a minute.
Where is this?
Oh, that was Candy that sent that. She's okay. I've got like 4 different things going on here in my head. So Candy sent me Ghost Quest, and Joe Vitale is on that. So that's not the podcast Joe is on. So Joe sent me a message too.
Yes, he just said.
Okay, so
He doesn't
Oh,
listen
Jesus.
to me half the time.
it's called The Energy That Surrounds Us.
Give me it.
All right. Dana's gonna send it to herself and work some magic. And Ned's got a message from Mountain. Pass along. Ned seems to think that they would make a dynamic. Yes, we should. Ned and Mountain should definitely hook up and do something. Well, you and I, we got to talk, Jonathan. I don't even know how far behind I am, but I know I'm way behind. They want you to play keyboards. Hey, Giuseppe's here.
What?
Our dude from Germany. Dr. Deb, how you doing? Carla, how you doing? I just can't call you a whore. I'm sorry. I can't do that. So it's Miss Horror or Carla. Jeff and Dana, do you think with no, what they're doing is not right. It's awful what they're doing. They're taking advantage of people. They're exploiting people. A lot of the people that they deal with, it's clear that they have mental issues and not paranormal, but they go on with their freaking app, and by God, they got ghosts. It's amazing how every place you go to with an app is haunted. It's got ghosts. It always says relevant shit. So Laura's saying that she's willing to take the chance on me and Joe getting her channel banned. But that's not exactly
Okay,
how
I
she
think
said
I
it.
put the link in there for Joe.
Okay. We'll see once we get there.
It's under Boo Productions, so. Somebody punch on it and see if it's correct. I think it is. Yeah, it says live in 74 minutes. Yes.
Okay. We should probably watch that.
Well, you should probably watch that because I'll be in bed.
You'll be in bed.
I have to get up early. I have to travel tomorrow.
Yeah, it's another channel. So like here again too, if this is where I also like I get paranoid about the weirdest shit. If I forget to say who's got channels here that people need to go check out.
That's why we have great mods.
Yes.
Because
Thank
they
you.
do an
Yep.
amazing job.
Candy posted all for me. It's hands off, but I get so paranoid about that stuff. Yeah, Jimmy doesn't believe
How
Ken.
far are you
I don't
behind in
know.
the?
I think I'm really.
I should
behind.
seriously be the one that just looks through the chats.
No, it's all good. We've got to stop and comment.
That's why I do Boo stuff a lot of times, or Mrs. Boo.
Hello, Foxfire.
Candy says the link is correct.
Okay, cool. Boobles. Philip says be boobles.
I would be proud to be a booby.
Who said that? Yeah, see, this is my point exactly.
Everybody
loves
boobies.
boobies, like for real.
Okay, so like I laugh because I love my okay, and this is gonna sound funny, but I love my boobies. But my boobies is not what you think it is. My boobies is my dog.
We're trying to stay monetized here, so I'm gonna keep my mouth shut.
So be known as Jeff's boobies.
Yeah. Exactly.
Oh my gosh, that's so funny.
I think we should go with that. I think it's getting an overwhelming thumbs up.
Yeah.
Hey, Julie R., how you doing? Thanks for joining.
So they'll be known as boobies.
Yep. So I think we should.
Jeff's boobies.
Yes. God, just think of the merch.
I already thought of something for it, so don't worry about it. My mind always is going on merch stuff. So
even though we don't have it yet.
we don't have. I mean, no, but it's stuff
Someday.
is in the okay. So we know we have people that have been asking about merch and that we do have stuff in the making. Someone's finishing up the rest of her some stuff, and then our graphic designer will be helping because I have some stuff that I already know we already have some things like the Boo production stuff is done. That stuff's been done for quite some time because we've been having Boo merch for a while. But we're working on having the mountain merch and also doing now we're going to be doing Karen merch and also doing now boobies. Yep. Jeff's boobies.
So we probably should do a quick recap of what, because there has been a shift and some people I think are still here, but there's definitely new people that have joined. So we are going to do a live stream either the first or second Saturday in August, and I'm going to pick the date within the next couple of days, where we are going to do a fundraiser for mental health charities. And the goal is it's going to kind of be like the Jerry Lewis telethon. It's going to be at least a 12-hour stream. We're going to have people on. Beardo's already said he'd do it. So that's going to be freaking awesome.
What happens is that each person, when their time frame is on, their whatever mental health charity they want it to go to is going to go to them. None of the money will come to any of us. It will go direct. We will have
run the banner.
We will have a link for each one for them to be able to donate. So that's
Yep.
how it will go through for the donation.
So the goal is to have like Beardo on for an hour, then maybe Seg on for an hour, and whoever else wants to do it. Because
And
I
then-
want, and if I got to stay on for 24 hours, I mean,
And what's going to happen too is that if one of us will always be on because we'll be the because it will be run through our channel.
well, I would
But
at least me or you or both will be streaming along with whoever's here.
whoever's there. So we will
Yep.
have. There will always be one of us on with whoever else is on. So or both of us, just depending on how it is. If it gets really late, I will probably be asleep.
And the whole the whole reasoning behind it is because mental health pops up a lot in paranormal
Yep.
casework in residential cases. So, and there's not enough being done to. I know it's gotten a lot better, but you know, when your arm's broke, they got to fix it. When your head's broke,
They don't. Fix
they
it.
don't have to fix it. So, insurance wise and things like that, and it's very, very expensive to deal with, but it comes up so much in paranormal work. So, so that's what we're doing, Carla. That's your little brief catch up. I do have video coming out in the next. I might pop it on tonight if I can get this. If I can get it done, I wanna check it out one more time. Maybe add a couple sprinkles and
Sprinkles.
yeah, that's what Crow calls it.
Sprinkles.
Yes, sprinkles.
How does that not surprise me that Crow would say that?
Cassie,
Sprinkles.
thanks for joining. We will see you later. Go ahead and put in the comments if you've got something coming out soon before you go. Although, oh shit, I'm 10 minutes behind.
Yeah,
Holy shit.
that's why I'm like,
Oh, Joe just sent a. Oh my god, guys, I'm sorry. I'm seg behind.
yeah, I'm like,
Sorry, guys. I'm just gonna kind of buzz through and get to the bottom. Passport to the Paranormal. That's what it was. Okay. I can never remember the name.
I know.
of it.
See, I need to. You should let me just take a control of doing this and pointing out stuff because you get way far behind, and I actually
Well,
keep track. I
I'm
keep
just
track of
trying
it
to
on my
answer.
phone, but I can't like move you ahead.
I'm gonna check that interview out, Michael. Blazing Mountain is currently touring with Jay-Z. I don't know. Do a fourth Foreman brother. Actually, there is a fourth Foreman brother that we've talked about doing,
Yeah.
but I can't talk about that yet.
What did he say?
Somebody else
I had
wants
an
to get
idea.
involved.
Wisdom Crow, Ned, Karen, and Mountain. Oh, I can only imagine.
The Paranormal Brady Bunch.
Oh, that would okay.
They have not, Jaeger. They haven't.
That would be interesting. You could do a shirt,
God,
a
damn.
Brady Bunch shirt.
Morning Rain, did you gift
Oh.
10 more? What
Thank
the
you.
hell? Everybody in here has to. How is everybody not green yet?
Green yet?
That thank you so much. You've gifted
Yes,
about
thank
what,
you.
35 tonight?
Oh, I don't. I've lost track.
I think at least 35.
So now this is
Appreciate
so
you. Thank
this
you
would
so
be
much.
something because I know we have some very creative artsy people that come up with these designs really crazy fast. They need to do like a Brady Bunch shirt, and you have to put like
That's a good idea.
and do like you can
Shh,
have,
don't tell everybody.
but you could have Mountain and Karen, Crow, Sag, like Joe.
So who would the mom
Dawn.
and dad be?
Well, you wouldn't even have to. It wouldn't have to be just. I mean, but if you had Mountain and Crow, or Mountain, Karen, Crow, Sag, Joe and Dawn.
I think Mountain and Karen have to be the mom and dad. So who would be Alice?
Well, wait. Would you stop?
Sorry.
All right. We just need to fill the squares. We need 9 to fill the squares, or at least 8, because the middle one could say whatever we put in the middle. So we would have Karen, Mountain, Dawn, Joe, Crow, Sag. We need 2 more.
I didn't. I was trying to get to the bottom of the chat.
Okay.
Okay.
Me, or it's Mountain, Karen, Dawn, Joe, Crow, Sag, and we need 2 more.
Fantastic.
Fantastic.
Wisdom and Philip.
That would be 9. We only need 8.
No, we need 9.
No, because the middle one would be where you would put the name.
But Alice always jumped in the middle.
That's no.
Yes, she did.
You need the name there.
We'll figure it out.
We'll figure it
Because
out.
we don't want to leave anybody out. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm skipping some question, guys. Yeah, Joe Frankie's going to be in Ohio, so
Yeah, you have to give us that date so
Yep.
we can make sure that we don't plan anything that weekend to come down.
oh, Parasolo is going live tonight. Well, thanks for joining, Michael.
Yep, thank you.
We appreciate it. I gotta check his stuff out. I've seen the name a lot, but I don't think, and sometimes people like I guess I don't know that they have channels. So Philip loves his own boobies or boobles. Boobarians.
Variants, oh my god. Well, we know what anacondas are, don't we,
No,
Joe?
we're not talking about that. Yeah,
Boobies.
boobies. Yep, that's a way to say it politely. We're not
Or
talking about
boobers.
hot dogs.
There you go, boobers.
Booberries is
Blueberries, yeah.
it's kind
That's
of a
what
little
we call.
feminine.
Yeah, but we call her blueberries.
Oh my god. Oh shit. Kenny's here. We have to be serious now.
Oh,
Hey Kenny, how you
Yeah,
doing?
bye,
Thanks for
Kenny.
joining. This is how not to do a live stream. Now Kenny Biddle is another fantastic. I mean, yeah, he's a debunker. He's actually a professional debunker. He gets paid to debunk things. So by definition, he is a professional. But go check Kenny out. If you ever have questions, especially about like equipment stuff, go to Kenny's channel. He will tell you all about all of the equipment everybody's using and why it's bullshit.
oh, Michael's like false alarm. Canceled due to fireworks.
Oh jeez.
Oh, geez.
So apparently, Senior Spook Fest, is that it?
Oh.
I think so. Is not going live tonight. Everybody's saying hi to Kenny. Wait, is Seg in here?
So wait, where did we miss Sag?
I don't know.
Or are they saying Sag? Oh, Sag. OMG.
Kenny's
Kenny
saying
said.
Side guy. Oh my God, did we miss Seg? How the hell did we miss Seg? Seg, if you're in here, hello.
I don't think we missed him. I didn't even
Or,
see him.
or I'm that far behind in the chat. Maybe he's calling me Seg.
Yeah, because you're that.
That very well could be the case. Carl, that's funny. Says I don't believe Kenny Biddle is in here. I'm skeptical about that. Kenny is definitely a self-proclaimed, well-known skeptic, but man, he's opened my eyes to a lot of stuff. A lot of stuff. You put in vacation from work. Oh God. Philip, I don't know what you're talking about. I'm behind. Sorry, sorry.
The
The Brady
thing.
Bunch T-shirts?
No,
What thing?
the marathon thing.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I'll get you the date, Philip, for sure. Like I said, I'm gonna make a video about this and give all the details, the contact, how to sign up. I'm gonna have to kind of probably start like a group chat with people that are interested,
Yeah.
because then we can do
So
a
it's
schedule.
organized.
I'm gonna have
Maybe
to
I
keep
should
something.
do that because I'm a little bit more
Probably should.
organized.
Yeah, Kenny's skeptical of Kenny too. That's funny. Now again, Kenny, like, Joe, don't be offended. Don't take offense to this, but that video that you did about that Warren's photo on the Demon Boy picture. If you're not familiar with that, check it out. It's a famous photo called the Demon Boy or the Ghost Boy. It's got a few different names, but it's supposedly a boy from the Amityville house, and it's definitely not a boy after you see what Kenny Biddle, analyzed. Hey Joe, how you doing? We've talked about you a little bit. We've got to go all watch your interview from Ghost Quest apparently later. So oh, is Joe supposed to be live? Am I cutting into Joe's time?
I thought you just got out
Are,
being
are
there.
we talking Joe Vitale or Joe Frankie?
Frankie.
Joe Frankie's going to be on at 10, he said, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Joe Frankie's at 10.
Yeah, well, we are going to wrap it up 9:30 at the latest. Yes, everybody go subscribe to Entity 7 Paranormal. He says he's not going live tonight. I'm trying to get to the bottom so bad.
Oh, Lord, Kenny is here.
But I'm going to have to take my union pee break.
Nope, you're not allowed.
I'm going to.
Nope.
There's, okay. You got a cup?
Yep.
I'm going to let you run the show for a minute. Scroll down, do whatever you got to do.
So, said Joe and Don could be the parents with Dawson.
Yeah, Dawson
oh
is
my
definitely
God.
a kid.
Oh,
He's
yeah.
definitely their adopted kid.
Yeah. Well, like I said, we got to come up with 8. So, because we said Don and Joe.
Yeah, we can split squares because I don't want to leave anything.
Oh
out.
yeah, we could split squares though too if we made it, if it's going to be big enough. But we said definitely Joe and Don, Mountain and Karen, Sag Crow, and Dawson, and Fantastic. And I'm like totally lost. I can't remember who else we said, but we definitely will have to get a group together and decide how what we would do on that. I'm trying to get Jeff caught up on comments because he's like almost 8 minutes behind because that's just how he is. Let's see. Let's see. So if anybody has any questions or like I said, if you're interested in more information about the marathon that Jeff will be doing we're going to be doing for mental health, Jeff is going to be putting out a video in the next few days so that when we can start lining up who's going to participate with that. And like I said, the links will be in for whoever's on in that time slot, whatever mental health organization they would want that to get donated to, then that would be where it would go, because we'll run the banner across the bottom so that people can donate directly to them. So none of us, and that way we hit everybody. We're not just hitting here at us locally, but we're also hitting the people that are helping us to do this and spread the awareness. They would be able to hit their charity or their organization that they would want to hit for mental health. And Fantastic, thank you for being a member for 2 months. Awesome. And I'm still trying to catch up Jeff here because he's slow. Yeah, it's something that Jeff and I have talked about for quite some time. Just because we know doing private investigations how much mental health gets overlooked with this and how much of our cases have mental health that are in it. So it's like something that we thought this would be something that would be something that hits almost every one of us and every one of like SAG in Australia and people across like the United States, people in Canada, people in the UK. It will hit everybody else. So it will be a plus that it will we'll be able to do this, and it's not just our, like I said, hitting our area. It will help everybody's area.
Let's see.
I caught you up.
I did. Thank you. How much did you skip?
I did not skip. I kind of talked as we were going.
Okay, so Joe's going to be here the 28th in
Yep.
Ohio.
In Ohio.
That's not far. from
No,
us.
it's like an hour and 20, hour and a half for us.
Joe, you should probably hire us as a camera people. Just saying, wink, wink.
That's like just a not too bad of a drive for us. Like
Wow, we made it to the bottom. I feel like I can just
I know,
chill for a
right? You can
second.
chill for a minute, and then I'll start getting you moving again.
Oh, Hair Force is here. How you doing, Hair Force? He's a big Bigfoot guy. I got to go see notifications. I don't get them all the time, especially the smaller channels, which sucks. So if Hair Force, if you put something out recently and I haven't seen it, I'm gonna have to go check your channel out because I haven't got any notifications in a while. Carla started putting stuff up recently.
We did.
Carla Miss
Oh, okay.
Miss Horror.
Miss Horror, yeah.
So yeah, excuse me.
Couple of them.
So yeah, after I make the video, I may make a couple videos related to this stream that we're gonna do because, like people like Parple, I don't have a reach out to. Beardo's already said he'd do it, and I have chatted with him a couple times.
But we said Beardo, Crow, Sag.
Yep, Seg I talked to, Crow I Seg to, Joe I
Didn't
talked
Dawson
to.
say he would do it?
Dawson, yep.
So there's 4 right there.
Fantastique is here. I'm sure Fantastique would want to do it as well.
Yeah. So I mean, right now there's 4 plus us, so that's 5 right now. So 5 hours covered so far, 5 different people. So.
Yep. Kenny Biddle, if you're interested, let me know, please. Dana just described what we're doing, and if you're still in here, so hit us up. Either you've got our email.
Oh, not that one.
Kenny's
Goes
talking
good.
shit to Dawson.
So for me, I had them when I was younger, but I was told not to say anything because people would think I was crazy. So I never said anything for quite some time and pretty much shut it down. But then I started having, after my son, I lost my son when I was 6 months pregnant, and I started having a lot of things happening to me after that time, but I never could quite put it together. And it took me quite some time to realize that I had abilities and that my abilities, and then I got more in contact with my son, which is randomly funny because it's coming up on where a lot of which I'm surprised you haven't felt him here because he's usually around here at this time. Because my son does come around,
but you know how I get focused on doing what I'm
Yeah.
doing, and
yeah,
everything else is kind of shut out.
So,
So that's
yeah.
probably a lot of like. There's a lot of times where I'll like hear little things here and there, but I can always say that's probably this or that
Yeah.
or expansion, contraction, blah blah blah. So do we need a mod to separate Philip and Fantastique? It sounds like there might be some domestic violence going on in here. Just kidding. Okay, so I'm trying to think of my first one. Like I guess if I'm the first one wasn't exciting as others that I've had. The first one was one day I was sitting down in my basement at my old house, and I didn't hear the door open, but I saw my ex-wife's legs walk up the stoop into the kitchen. So I waited a second, went up there and heard footsteps. So then I waited a second, went upstairs, and I was just going to say, hey, and blah, 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 and shit. She wasn't home. So, and I know I saw them with my eyes.
Yeah.
It was, and heard the footsteps. So,
and it's funny because this is what's crazy though. We have things happen here occasionally that things will, like Jeff will think I'm saying something or I think he's saying something, and it's not, neither of us are saying it. But that hasn't happened in quite some time, right? Because like I said, we have 2, well, the one.
No, there was one time last week I thought you called me, but who knows? Was it TV? I don't know.
But we, I think once I told you who the one that was here, once I told you who it was, it seems like that kind of calmed down because now they're like, okay, he's taken care of, he's good.
Yep.
Because Jeff didn't believe, but his mom had been here. And so he just, did not realize that his mom's been around. But she just want. I mean, she because I don't think she believed. Did she?
What, in ghosts?
Ghost. I don't know, but it's just
My mom was
crazy.
definitely more in the anything paranormal was demonic or angelic.
Yeah,
She
and
was
which
very,
is
very
crazy
religious.
because, but she comes
never-
around because she knows because she actually had come and said,
Yeah, I never.
I know you can, I'm here. And so, in so many words said that to me, he knows that I'm here, but I'm here, so he knows I'm here. And
Hey,
so
Christy,
that
how you
was
doing?
kind of
Sorry.
crazy. Plus, we had a couple people that had said that they kind of described, and we all described the same person. So, so we have his mom and my son that hang around. So,
Okay, I missed some stuff with Fantastic, and yeah, Fantastic. I'll let you if you weren't here when we talked about it or when Dana recapped it. I'll definitely tell you in private messages.
yeah, she said she would do it. I
Okay.
believe.
Yeah. It really is for charity. This is dead serious.
Yeah.
We're not.
Like I said, everybody
we joke a lot, but
Yeah.
we don't joke.
But
about this.
everybody will get to whatever person, because we'll have it set up ahead of time. Anybody that's doing it, they'll be able to pick the charity they want. We'll find out the banner for their donations and what their site is, and so that whoever's on for that time can do the donations that way. Can do it that way rather than us.
Yep.
Like I said, that way we can hit different. We're not just focusing
Yeah, I don't
on
even want
ours.
the appearance that I'm taking money.
Yeah,
and
nope. We want it.
I want it to
sure.
go directly to. And we should probably. So whatever charity I pick, we're going to have a rep from them
Mhm.
on the first hour.
Yeah.
But then so some of the Australian people, it will be Sunday. If they take the early slots, it'll be Sunday later afternoon for them. So they'll definitely be able to join, and it'll be fun for me too to meet some of these people as well. And if it goes longer than 12 hours, like I said,
Right.
I'm game.
We don't participate in Irish Olympics. Huh?
I don't know what we said, Philip, but
Or what I said.
I'm assuming Irish Olympics involve drinking. Just guessing. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. Sorry, guys, looking
Pay
through the
attention
chat.
to chat, Jeff. He never pays attention to it. And I tried to
Joe,
scroll
I'm
through
getting
faster, and it's like I got him caught up, and he's behind again.
Yeah, Joe, I'm starting to get like Seg Crow. Pretty bad. Hang on, we gotta erase that one.
Well, I'm going to. Would you just stop it? I'm trying to get ahead of you because.
Yeah, Jaeger, photos are weird to me because yeah, a lot of times it definitely can be pareidolia. It's like very few photos that I've seen where I'm like, I can't explain that away. Fantastic, fell asleep. Sorry if I bored you that much. Just kidding. She's got that weirdest schedule. Like I don't know. I don't know how you do it because you're sometimes on during the day, in the morning, at night, overnight, our time, their time. Like it's crazy. Yes. Okay. If you're not a debunker, I apologize for saying that. You're a skeptic for sure.
Yep.
But yes, you can talk about whatever you want when you come on. For sure. You know what? Come to think of it, I have heard Kenny say that he doesn't call himself a debunker before. So I apologize for mischaracterizing you.
Yes. Should we put that one up?
What? I
This
can't
one?
see it. Go put whatever one you want up.
I'm trying to catch you up.
Nah. Being behind is where it's at.
Ah ha ha. No.
Oh, okay. Is it like boxing? Because Irish people like to fight too.
Jeff, read that. Read the in quotes or in the caption. Domestic.
Yes.
You know what? Joking.
That could be. I'm sorry, guys. I'm dumb. It's going over my head.
Oh my goodness.
But Irish people like to drink and fight, so at least my assumptions are within the realm of
Oh, see, I keep myself.
possibility. Sorry, Joe. I've been corrected. Kenny, what do you prefer to be called? Kenny's got some cool shirts too. I saw Joe and Dawn had one on the other day.
I can't find my seg shirt. What
It's-
happened to it?
It's in the pile.
I think usually my shirts, some of them get double use and they're not mine anymore.
Kenny says, "Shut up, Joe."
Oh, look, he's caught up again for maybe a minute because I have control of the mouse.
And I can't see the last comment.
Oh, for a few now.
Oh. Yeah, we're gonna be out for a little bit more. Let me.
See,
Okay, this is
Kenny,
only
he
for
does
Kenny.
not
I'm gonna.
pay attention. So now we need headphones though too.
Yeah. Let me. Yeah, give me a second, Kenny.
Yes, he's got to do this. Oh my goodness! I tell him he should.
You know
have
what?
this
None
on-
of this has been even going through these stupid mics. It's all going through that damn thing because I didn't plug the.
Well, that is just so smart.
Oh my goodness. Well, we don't need these then because they'll come out the speakers. I swear to God, we're professionals around here. Jesus.
And then he wonders why he got a list that long to do.
Invite. Copy. Kenny, this is for you. No one else join, please. Not this time, anyway.
Why would you
We're gonna
have
have
it that way?
we're gonna have everybody.
Why did you not?
Kenny
message-
does it and never has a problem with
Oh.
it, so it's all good.
Well, you just
We
define
trust
them.
people here. Jonathan, you're from New Mexico? Ooh, it's got to be hot there, right? Yeah, stay tuned. It is quite the list. Yes.
It is,
And
and
I was
some of
supposed to
that
have done
stuff's
it all
already-
over the
yeah,
weekend,
not
and I
all of
didn't.
it. This was my 3-day list. Well, it's 5-day list of things that have to get done. Some of them are very minor things, but some of them have been on this. It should have been done a long time ago that we're not done.
Yep. Oh, there's Kenny right there. So let me make sure we can hear him and all that stuff.
Hey there.
Hey, we
There
can
he
hear
is.
you. It's all good. Kenny,
Good. Good. How are you?
Good. We're
Good. Haha, Joe. I got on. You didn't. Haha.
I have the power. I don't
I'm
even
just
know why
kidding.
I'm talking to this mic now.
I know. I'm like, it's here, but don't need it.
It
we
looks
even-
good.
Do we sound like crap?
No, you actually sound pretty
okay,
good.
good.
You sound good, yeah.
Yeah, I didn't plug in my
Well, we did have some
audio
issues with the
interface.
dogs this
Yeah.
earlier, so
Right.
they didn't want to get out of the way.
I never use headphones. I hate wearing headphones. I have my one mic off here, and then I have two more on either
Oh, okay.
side, just in case. But yeah, I just wanted to come on real quick. I don't want to, disrupt your show or anything like that.
You're good. You're good.
But the reason, and don't worry about apologizing or anything. I mean, I do debunk things. But the reason I don't call myself as a debunker is that I consider that a result of an investigation.
Okay.
So debunking is defined as taking the falseness out of a statement.
Yep.
So that's the result. When I investigate something, I'm looking for the truth, whether that's something actually like a ghost or a Bigfoot or a monster or something. Oh, Jesus. Here we go.
No, I'll jump back up. I just wanted to interrupt.
My finger slipped. I didn't mean
Good
to
one.
put it on.
Well played, Joe.
All right,
Dick.
I'm off.
All right.
Oh, that's good. That was so good. All right. So back to what I was saying before Joe
Yes.
rudely interrupted us. So yeah, when I investigate, I'm looking for the truth. I'm looking for a cause of,
Right.
of something because these are all mysteries. Whether somebody claims to see a ghost or hear a ghost or see a UFO or a monster or, a statue of Mary is crying oil or something, these are all mysteries. And our job, if we're going to call ourselves investigators, is to investigate that mystery in order to solve it, not to prolong it or fearmonger by just going in and going, yeah, crazy shit went on. No idea what the fuck is going on, but crazy shit. Go pay to go there.
Yeah.
So yeah, when I do find an explanation, when I do find a cause of whatever is creating this event, this claim, this mystery, then it is in fact debunked, but it's the result.
Yes.
Because sometimes I don't know. Sometimes I go in investigating something and I have no fucking clue,
Yeah.
and it's like, all right, well, this is what I have, and it's pointing to this direction, but I can't go all the way. The data does not conclude that yet, so I have to wait.
Yep.
But that's it. I mean, and I don't think there's anything wrong with calling somebody a debunker or calling them oneself a debunker. I mean, a lot of the guys that do it, like Seg and Beardo, all these guys that do these videos, yeah, that's pretty much the topic of what they're doing.
Yeah.
They're watching these videos and they're doing a mystery science theater form of debunking, which is great. I love it. I think it's wonderful. That's why I keep watching them, because
And
they're
these guys that say, well, you can't be a debunker and an investigator at the same time too. That statement cracks me up, because that is your number one goal. It's like, so anytime we dealt with clients, the first thing that we would do is debunk anything that we could. That's, if you're not doing that, you're not investigating.
I mean, in order to debunk something, you have to investigate it.
Right.
You there's no workaround. You don't skirt around that idea.
Right.
There's a methodology there. I mean,
Right.
even when we look at Beardo and Seg, and all these other guys that do this, they are looking into it. I mean, how many times have you seen them track down a house, or where they were, what they were doing, or track down the equipment and look into it a little bit more? They are, in fact, investigating. So therefore, you are an investigator. I think that's silly when people say you have to be either or. You can't be both.
Yep. Yeah, it's a very, very bad statement when people make that. But again, man, I've said this 1,000 times. Like, you really opened my eyes with that video that you did about that Amityville picture.
Thank you.
I always took that as, man, that is a freaking awesome picture of a ghost boy.
Yeah.
And then I watched your video. I was like, what the hell? You could take that case to court. You know what I mean? Like, you proved that is not a ghost boy.
Honestly, that's how I approach a lot of this.
Right.
Like, I know what kind of questions I ask, and I ask a lot of questions, and I ask hard questions. One, because they need to be asked, because you need to find out information, and two, especially if I don't like you. Number two is important, because I like to make you squirm. I want to make you feel uncomfortable, because if my question makes you feel that way, you are doing something wrong, or you are hiding something. So when I do a video or an article, I'm researching everything. I'm trying to figure out the background of all of this to bring it all together, all these pieces of the puzzle. And I'm looking at it going, what questions would I ask? Yeah. Is this finished? No. Let me ask this again. Let me go in this direction. Let me figure it out, because I want to. I mean, I'm obviously not a lawyer. I drink too much. But I mean,
a lot of lawyers drink.
You'd be surprised.
But I want to be able to have that where I can stand up to it, because I mean, one of the ideas that you have to stand behind. If you're an investigator, you have to stand by your conclusion. If you're doing an investigation and put it out there for the public to see, it's out there for criticism, to be scrutinized, and you have to be able to stand up to that. And if you're not, then you're not doing a complete job.
Well, and I got called out. So I posted a video recently about a location here in Toledo, and an experience that I had 7 years ago. Yeah. In 2017, I posted a video, and people scrutinized that video. And I was like, God damn, I've watched this video so many times. I've never seen that before. But I was not looking at it through the lens that I would now, if that makes sense. So, but I don't want to take it down, because I don't want people to think I'm hiding anything. But people are bringing up some really, really good points.
And it's funny, because that was one of the first videos you've ever made, or first videos that you've taken.
Yeah, that was the first. So, like, in my quote paranormal career, that was day 2 that this video was taken on.
Okay.
And it was a profound experience. You'd have to see it. I'm not going to get into it. But I mean, people called me on it.
Yeah, and
I'm like,
I mean, a lot of things people are bringing up. It's like,
yeah, you're right.
You're right.
So
it could. I mean, it's yeah, you're right. This possibly
And that's
could be this way.
good. That's good to be able to take criticism.
Mhm.
It's because it's hard. I mean, we all know that. We all feel that when somebody points out something and you feel stupid.
Yeah.
You know, you
I
feel
did
stupid.
feel stupid. I'm like, I've watched this video 100 times and I've never noticed that before. And there was
You
about
become-
4 or 5 different things.
Yeah, you become numb to it because you don't realize you've watched it or read something so many times. That's why we have editors.
Yeah.
You know, like I have editors and I have other people that I send out my work to before it gets published. So I can say, like, what did I miss?
Yeah.
You know, and so many times it's the dumbest, simplest things. They come back and like, hey, you didn't finish a sentence. Literally cut it off in the middle. I'm like, I had a thought and then I got distracted and I didn't come back to it. All right, great. You know, but even though I read it like 6 or 7 times, I missed it because I was so used to what I thought was on the page.
Yeah.
But yeah. And there's other things like Joe mentioned that he's sick and tired of tracking things down. I know what he's going through. But
he's working on a big one.
Yeah. And that's part of it. You know, sometimes the things that I work on, I don't put out videos every day. I can't, because I'm not doing reaction videos. You know, if I went along with like some of the community and I just did reaction videos, I could probably do one every day, or every other day. But many of my videos and articles usually take weeks or months, and that's because I'm tracking everything down. I'm waiting for people to get back to me. Like I've reached out to several people and now I got to wait until they get back to me. Sometimes I have to order a book because the information that I'm looking for is only in a book and I have to wait, you know, because they don't have overnight. And I'm like, oh my God, I got to wait 2 or 3 days. What the hell is this world coming to?
I've heard you've read a very good book recently about a certain Texas
house
place.
On a hill.
Yeah.
Worst book I have ever read. Seriously?
I almost have to buy the stupid ass thing now because I want to see how bad it
Is
is.
this one of
So
these
I
books
literally
that
have-
somebody you would have known wrote a book or worse?
No, I think it's factually bad, right? Or is it poorly written?
It's poorly
both?
written.
Okay.
It's poorly written.
So it's like,
Um,
okay. So
okay.
maybe this is one I have to look into.
I have a box on one of my bookshelves over here, and it says world's worst paranormal books, according to me.
Yeah.
And like there's several in there. You know, there's like the Andrea Perrin books are in there. And then there's several others, but like this is top. This is top. And I know, you know, we're having fun with it, but to be honest, like you can't call yourself a journalist when you're not.
We need to send him one of the books we from one of our local authors.
No, we don't.
No. It might become one of your worst
Because
ones.
he'll read 2 pages of it and be like, God, no, this is the worst. This is number 1. It goes on the top of the pile in the box.
Top of the
I'm
pile.
not reading this shit.
It's
It's horrible. There's a book in there that I won't mention the name, but I literally stabbed it with a knife.
That's
And
awesome.
I mean, I don't know about you. Like, I'm one of those guys that always carry a knife in my pocket. I have a pocket knife all the time, and it's used for a tool, or for bad guys. But I mean, I was reading it, and I was at work one day on lunch, and I'm reading it. I'm like, this is stupid. This is stupid. I can't believe I'm reading this. And finally, I slammed down, and before I knew it, my knife was out. Bam! And I walked away because I could not. I was so frustrated with it.
And it's getting worse too because people can self-publish so easy. So like I've seen books that are written by grown adults that look like they're written by like a 4th grader.
and people
Like,
people tell them it's so great.
yes.
Oh, these are awesome.
Everybody's got
Keep doing it.
enablers.
It's like,
That's the worst thing you do. The best thing you can do if you claim to be someone's friend, tell them the truth. Be honest.
Yep.
You know, like if the book sucks, tell them. I do that. I mean, that's actually part of my job now. I review articles by other people, and I'll tell them. And that's how I started. You know, I thought the same way. My first article that was published, it came back to me like 5 or 6 times. I submitted it, and the editor looked at it and said, no. do better. You need to fix this. But he was patient with me, so I learned a lot.
Yep.
You know, and it's frustrating, but I learned a lot. I learned how to write. I learned how to reference, cite my sources. I learned how to break it up into segments. You know, there's a lot to learn, and I'm a much better writer for it. But don't think that you're a writer just because you say you are. All right. Just the way people call themselves paranormal investigators, just because they say they are.
Yep.
You know, you have to earn it. It's a learned
I think
skill.
that the first team that I worked with, I started diving into video editing, and I had edited something for their channel, and I sent it to them, and they ripped it, and I was pissed. Like, this is freaking great. How can you guys not see how awesome this is? And you know, I was really, really mad. But looking back at it, everything that they said was right. You know what I mean? Like, so I'm always open to criticism.
It does help that you have better equipment now too.
Yeah, but I mean, but everything they said was right. I was trying to do a like teaser trailer type thing.
Yeah.
And I was putting 15-second clips in. Like when you're doing that type of thing, they fast. You know, Fast and Furious clips.
Right.
And so I mean, everything they said was right, but
it's good. I mean, I listen to everyone. If anyone offers criticism, I listen to it. I mean, it doesn't mean I continue to listen to it, because if it's just bad advice or someone that wants to, I mean, some people just want to promote their own stuff, and they'll criticize you and tell you, well, you need to buy my book. All right, now it's a pitch. It's not advice. It's a pitch. But I'll take criticism, you know, and I may not like it. But yeah, exactly, Joe. You got to start somewhere, and there's a big learning curve.
Yep.
But the best advice I can give you is don't take it personally.
Yes.
Just learn from it and grow. That's the point. I mean, that's why my motto there: never stop learning. Yeah. Because that's what you do every day, and you'll get better at it. I mean, I look back at my first videos that I made years ago, and I'm like, I was horrible. These are so bad.
Yeah.
But it teaches me, because now I do a higher production value, and I have more skills, and you learn tricks along the way, and you're like, oh, I can do this. Holy shit. Yeah. All right. I'm going to do that too.
Yep. Yeah. So, I've got some documentary ideas. So a lot of what I'm doing on YouTube now is like, it's learning how to do that long form video, like, you know, a documentary style video. So, everything I put out, I learned.
Someone's tired.
Yeah, Dana's getting.
I get up early.
So this is
getting close to bedtime.
That's a relevant
I
question.
just answered him.
Oh, you did? Okay.
I learned that you love me, Dawson. That's it. I learned a few things today. And you know what? That's part of my. Noticed your editing has gotten better. There you go. See. I mean,
you want to know what I learned today?
What did you learn?
Learned that so I'm a contractor. I'm learning that I'm getting way too old to be carrying heavy shit. That's what I've been learning for the last week.
That's why I got a desk job.
Yeah. I need to hire some little kid that like has muscles and shit. Be like, here, carry that.
I learned today about a physicist. I learned a few things. I learned that I can't really tell you. Sorry. Yeah, I'm thinking about it. I'm like, I can't reveal that yet.
Yeah. Yep.
So there's a few things that I've worked on, but I mean, that's the perk of this job, is that I never know where it's going to take me.
Yeah.
And I get to go down avenues where it's like, I never knew this concept existed.
What's a big surprise that you like? Let's say you had a certain idea or something like that you thought you were rock solid in your opinion or belief on something, and then somebody came at you with something you were like, holy shit, that it blew your mind. Like I said earlier, and I've said it 1,000 times, that Amityville photo, like that blew my mind. Like, what's something recently that's been like, oh God.
Oh, wow. I'm stumped. I'm gonna have to think about this. I don't
address it on Friday.
I mean, I learn things every day,
right?
And there's a lot of little like is that true? Really?
Yeah.
Wait, let me look that up. Or, what's that word mean? I don't know what that word means.
Yeah.
Oh, now this entire documentary makes sense because now
Yeah.
I know what one word means.
Yep.
But nothing, I don't think anything like that big, like world shifting to me has happened lately. Although I'm sure as soon as I jump off of here, something will pop in my head. I'll be like,
Probably.
damn, I should have said that.
Yeah.
But she, if it wasn't a witch, is probably a good equivalent to the Amityville photo hoax.
Yeah.
I mean, that's one thing. So when I researched the history of the Conjuring house, like that was one thing that did surprise me because all of these deaths were associated with it, with the house of having done, especially almost decapitation of man, I'm drawing a blank on her name. A young girl. She was like 12 or 13.
Oh, not familiar.
And she was her throat was cut by the guy that wanted to marry her. Oh my goodness. Now I'm trying to think. But I was surprised to find out that it happened in a completely different town. It the whole incident didn't happen in the house or in the town of Burville where the house is. And it was just like, wait, what? Like it was actually called Umbrix.
Okay. I think Umbridge.
Umbridge, yeah, the Umbridge tragedy, and it was, I mean, it was in the newspaper, and it was, I mean, that's the name of the town, because and just finding out that it wasn't even there, just completely, like I had to stop and go, all of these deaths, except for one happened on the property, but not in the house, but the rest of them, these tragic ones, the hanging herself, Susan Arnold hanging herself. The other guy, John Arnold, I think, taking the poison. Like none of this happened in the house. And to find out that all these things were appropriated for the story, to make the story bigger, just pissed me off. Yep. I know you were doing a deep dive in the Conjuring house back. You did. I probably could have saved it. Well, I mean, I did a lot of digging. I mean, this is years ago. This is before the that documentary that you guys did.
Did you see that? So Bad to the Bone posted an interview of one of the Conjuring House owners recently.
Yeah.
Did you
I
see
saw
that.
that.
Did you listen to that? That was fantastic. Like, wow, that lady did her research too. Yeah,
I mean, well, that was Norma Sutcliffe.
Yes,
she was the 2 owners ago, and she was the one that had to deal with everything. And there's arguments back and forth that she went along with the stories and then backtracked. All I can say is what I got from her. So I met her, we hung out.
Good.
She's a Spitfire. She's
Yep.
definitely the type of person you have to get approval. And then she is really, really nice and sweet.
It sounded like she kind of really got taken advantage of, or not. Like
I think
Andrea kind of took advantage of her a bit.
I think so.
Yes.
Because I have some more insight into this than the average person in the public, because I see behind the scenes. I've seen the letters. I have copies of all the letters between them. So I got to read the conversations and see what was promised, what was expected, and what was not delivered. Yeah. So yes, I do think she got taken advantage of and exploited, and in some cases led on, and kind of pressured to do something. So I mean, that's her story. If she wants to share it, go watch the video. That's her business, not mine. But I mean, I do feel that she was taken advantage of. Yeah, and
that's
plus,
what it sounded like.
You got to think, like, how would you feel if people kept coming onto your lawn and looking in your windows?
Yep.
And coming onto your property, into your backyard,
all day and all night.
All day, all night, and just no regard for your property or nothing. I mean,
it sounded like too, when a lot of people got caught, they were dicks about it. Like, You know, like you
Yeah.
can't tell me I can't be here. It's like the fucking can. It's my house. So
this question from Dawson. I am
Yeah.
curious about how the Warrens accurately got the name of Bathsheba and her being accused. If they were anything, it was good research beforehand. It was not. That's the thing. If you read through Andrea Perron's book, you realize that the mother gave the name.
Yeah.
The mother gave Lorraine Warren the name. Lorraine Warren did not come up with it herself.
Right.
So she was told. She was also given this alleged diary that had all the information in it, which no one has ever seen. So any information that Lorraine claims to have gotten psychically, she did not. She was given the information. So, I mean, I never thought she was psychic or a medium anyway. But just having in that book, like that's the only document that we have that says mom gave her the name.
Yeah.
And then Lorraine was like, "Oh yes," and Warrens did no research. I don't think they did any research at all. I mean, I don't know how you still feel about it. I mean, my personal feeling.
I'm definitely like, so my thing is I still have a lot of friends and stuff connected to the Warrens, so I don't want to come down with a hammer, if that makes sense. But
yeah,
I don't believe a lot of the same stuff that I used to believe, if that makes sense. I mean,
the mother Carolyn.
The more I watch that show, Truth or Demons, or her podcast, she's done fantastic research too. Stevie.
Oh yeah, she's amazing.
Man, she is freaking awesome, dude.
Her.
Yeah,
I want to get her on the show, on my show, and I just want to talk to her and just have a conversation.
Oh, I guarantee she'd come on if you just message her. I mean, her and I are I got sidetracked because her and I were going to talk about some stuff because I have some questions, on some knowledge that I have from being on the inside. I want to hear if she's ever heard of anything about certain things that I've got questions on, like an off the record conversation. She's
right.
Totally cool and willing to talk. And so, yeah, if you want to have her on her show or on your show, I think she was totally the game for that.
But yeah, I agreed with Joe. Yeah. The stories came from Carolyn, and like, I know that there's mention of her friend that helped her do alleged research, but
yeah,
I mean, I went up there, I went through not only with Norma, but with a gentleman named Kent Spotswood, who was part of the Historical Society. Unfortunately, he passed away a few months after I went up there. But we went through everything, trying to find any kind of record, and there is just none. There's nothing there, nor would there be, because like with the Bathsheba, there was allegedly an inquest, but there was no murder. There was no child that was murdered in that way, and so there was nothing. So it's just, it boggles my mind, and I wish I had a chance to have asked Carolyn, but I see that she recently passed away.
Did you?
Yeah, but I would love to ask, like, where the fuck did you come up with this? Like, just seriously, did you pull it out of your ass? Because there's nothing.
And it's like, did she make it up or was she wrong? Is because I do believe people can be wrong about things and totally go with it, but then that's completely different than making something up out of thin air.
And then what happened if she made up the story or heard stories and repeated them? And then, I mean, that's almost as bad if you just repeat stories without fact checking.
Yeah.
I mean, that's, in my book, that's a problem. If you're just repeating, I hate when people do that.
Yeah.
But if the story started there, and then when Ed and Lorraine came by and picked up the story, then how much did it blow out of control?
Yeah.
Or out of proportion? What happened there? Kenny, what do you think about the Annabelle doll nurses being found? I remember you mentioned it's interesting. That caused me to.
Truth or Demons is the one that found.
Yeah. Found. I would like to interview the nurse, because I think there's only one was found, right? I think the other one passed away.
Yes, correct.
But I would love to chat with her and just and talk and say, like,
Yeah.
All right. What happened?
She backed out of the interview, if I remember correctly, because she
Okay.
was supposed to be interviewed by Stevie, and she backed out. Or
That would be good.
but Stevie does believe that she was the one that was one of the nurses. If
But
I'm getting it right.
so like that changes the way I approach it now. You know, like as Dawson said, like I did not think that they existed. I thought they were completely fabricated. But now it's going to change to there's a possibility that one does exist. But that's as far as I can go because we don't really know. We haven't confirmed it.
Right.
You know, like we have someone that claims it, but what proof can they offer? I mean, I read the stories. I've read the book too. I have the book. I can read it over and over again, and I can give a good story and say that was me.
Yep.
We need something that says, yeah, you know, this is information you didn't have. You can verify it. Blah blah blah. So,
All right, we got to post this question from Hereford.
I'm trying to let you go back to your own show.
Don't be brutal. No, we were actually going to wrap it up here pretty shortly, but
like your profile
have you ever done a Squatch investigation?
Yes, I have been out several times. In fact, in September, I will be attending and speaking at the Pennsylvania Bigfoot Camping Weekend. So I've been out there a few times. I've been out with a couple Bigfoot hunting groups looking for the big hairy guy.
Yeah.
Still haven't found them. Still looking, but you know, it's been interesting. I mean, I did have one night where the cicadas were out, and I literally stood in a forest, dark forest, with a bunch of other people covered in cicadas because they just landed on you. It didn't freak me out, but yeah, I probably had like 30 or 40 of these things on me.
Yep.
You know,
they are ugly. They are nasty looking.
They're and when you touch them, they get like they vibrate, which is kind of funky.
Yep.
That is the worst sting in the world when they hit you. Oh.
You guys have never experienced the mayfly.
Oh.
Do you even know what they are?
No.
It is a bug that we get here.
It is. It looks like a worm with wings.
Yeah.
Like a little, like a mealworm with wings and a long little, like wire tail, and we get them from end of
May to end of
May to begin like mid-June.
And where are you at?
And they come off the water.
Right off of Lake Erie in Toledo.
Oh, okay. All right.
So they come off the lake and the river, and they are attracted to light, and they come out basically at night. Oh, actually, wait, hold on.
They have to. They actually.
One outside.
You got one?
They actually have to move them with bobcats. Like they scoop them up. It's such an infestation, and they smell like fish.
Yeah.
Hold on, let me take some out.
No, she's trying to catch one. They don't bite or anything like that, but they're just, oh my God, what a pain in the ass bug they are.
See, you're not that far. You're only about 5 hours from me.
Right. Yep.
5-hour drive. That's not bad.
Yeah,
We
Joe.
we should meet up somewhere.
Yeah, we should for sure.
When I lived in Michigan. Nobody cares, Joe. Shut up.
No, so Joe's experienced the June bugs. Mayflies and June bugs are the same thing, and they are just, oh my God, they're so bad.
That sucks.
Oh,
that sucks.
We're gonna let Dana try and find one. Then we're gonna wrap this up because she can't find one, so they must not be out tonight. It'll go like so. One day there'll be none. The next day you're like scooping them up with a shovel.
And they're like really like the Lake Erie Islands. They're really bad.
Yeah.
But what it is that like it's really bad when you can't see out the windows, and they're like because they're drawn to the light. So at its worst point that I've ever seen, and I've lived in this area my whole life, they had snow plows out to pull them off the ground, like to literally scoop them up because they stink so
And it
bad.
was like driving on ice.
And they only live, they only live like 24 hours, and they die.
Yep.
It's just so crazy. But they are the nest. I wish I could find.
So
them.
apparently some people
find
in the
one.
chat here know what we're talking about. It's funny. Oh, she's on a quest now. We're all screwed. It's like Kenny Biddle when somebody tips him off, like, I got to look into this.
I got to look. That's one of my problems is getting distracted. Like,
Yeah.
I'll be working on something and I'll get a message and like, bling, what's that? Oh, Oh, I got to look into that. Let me see what that is.
Oh, Joe, they've had videos recently of them stupid ass bugs at Cedar Point. So I'm gonna. She's probably not gonna find it.
She's probably not going to find. I got to bail anyway.
All right,
Like
man.
I said, I just wanted to come on real quick. I didn't want to disrupt your whole show.
No, you're good. It was good to have you on for a few minutes. That's cool.
Thank
That was
you.
fun.
Thank you for having me on. Let me explain myself for a little bit. And awesome. Anytime need anything, let me know.
Yep.
And I'll see you next time. All right, bud.
Mad respect. See you later.
All right. Later,
All right.
everyone. Bye-bye.
Peace. All right, so now it's just down to me. So that was a cool surprise. Yeah, Kenny Biddle is a guy I've respected for a long, long time. Did you find one?
No, when I came home, there was one on the dang door, and it's gone now.
All right, so we don't get to see mayflies tonight. Kenny left.
Look them up though. Mayflies are very interesting little.
There's actually more people that have had experiences with them than I thought. So we are going to wrap it up, guys. That was a cool little surprise there at the end. It's always good to have Kenny on. But again, I'm going to make so I've got a video coming out with the Exorcist interview, a real exorcist. So we're going to talk about that here in the next day or so. But I'm going to give the details in a video about this charity thing that we're going to do. And we're going to do it at the beginning of August. So we want streamers to join. Joe, I'm just going to sign you up whether you want to or not. I'm just kidding. But we've, mental health is a big problem in the residential paranormal casework. So we want to get help for people. Anything else to say, or?
I will be on the lookout for a
Dana's gonna be
straggler,
posting
and I will,
pictures.
if I do find one, because there's little stragglers that we
Go
got
to
now.
Stop and Go. There was like a
I
million
know.
of them.
Like I said, like tomorrow. Well, tomorrow I'll be out by the river or by the lake again. So I'll take a picture so you guys can see these ugly little mayflies that last. They start in May, but they actually are more June into July.
Well, they're called June bugs too. So.
Well, yeah, people call, but they're mayflies. June bugs are a hard beetle kind of.
Joe called them fish flies.
Yeah, some people call them fish flies, but no, they're because the fishy. They say though the more mayflies you have, the better the quality of the water is for fishing in that. So.
Well, it's been a good year.
That one.
All right, guys. We'll see you all later. Do you want to say anything? I'll let you come back before we go. Thank you, everybody, for joining. It was a good time tonight. We need to go live more. I say that every freaking time I do it. But we need to do it more. It's like I said, it's been busy. Summer's my busy time for my day job, which I hate my day job. I want to do YouTube. June bugs and mayflies are different things. Huh. Well, then, I guess we have mayflies. I don't know.
No, I was coming. She got caught in my leg.
Oh.
All right.
So we're just going to wrap it up and say goodnight. Morning Rain, thank you so much for all of your...
Yes, thank you.
Everybody in here has got to be a member for like 2 months now.
Actually, though, we do have a barn named the Mayfly, too. That's how popular they're in our area.
So... Thank you, everybody, for joining. Thanks, Candy, for being a mod.
Yes, thank you.
Appreciate it. We need to get you some help. So if anybody's interested in being a mod, just message us. You can either message Jeff Schlachter on Facebook. That's probably the easiest way.
Or Dana Schlachter or Boo Productions,
Yes.
Paranormal Toledo.
On Facebook. We use Messenger a lot. So.
Yep,
and as Candy says, after it, leave a comment and a like. It does help. But all right, awkward ending time. See you all on the next one. We will have a video very soon.
Bye.